the trip.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, January 6th, our top story, watching for a messy day along the lake.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a warning from Homeland Security.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. No major delays at the moment. However, we do have some partially covered roadways along the lakefront, like what Vince said, basically from Kenosha all the way up past up to Sheboygan. Very slippery conditions along the lakefront, so just be extra careful. We do have a crash on northbound 94 in Kenosha County, right at just past the ramp from Highway C. In Kenosha, it's off on the right shoulder, luckily, so we're looking okay at the moment. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Accumulations for some of those lakeshore communities. Lakeside, 1 to 3 inches. If you're near the lake in Milwaukee, 3 to 6 possible near the lakefront south of the city, with a high of 29 degrees today. Partly cloudy and a low down to 17 tonight. Right now, 22 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, those lakeshore communities and south of the city could see bands of snow through the morning today. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson saying that, Milwaukee County has now been added to this winter weather advisory. It doesn't mean the whole county will be blanketed by snow.
I want to highlight here, even though all of Milwaukee County is in that winter weather advisory, there's a good chance areas northwest of the city don't see any snow at all. We'll hold on to that chance of lake effect snow through about noon and even into the early afternoon, and then that snow band starts to head back out over Lake Michigan.
Winter weather advisory is running until 4 this afternoon.
Meanwhile, massive snowfall continues this morning for portions of the mid-Atlantic and southeast as a polar vortex moves to the east coast. ABC's Andrew Dimber.
The snow reaching Richmond, Virginia overnight as the massive storm expands from the central plains to the mid-Atlantic. Blizzard conditions could bring up to 15 inches of snow to parts of Kansas and Missouri. Louisville, Kentucky seeing just over 7 inches of snow, shattering the previous daily record set in 1910. And in Cincinnati, vehicles were stranded for more than 7 hours on Interstate 71 after a cluster of semi-trucks got stuck in the snow.
As Congress prepares today to certify President-elect Trump's victory, the Attorney General still parsing through the impact of the Capitol riots from 4 years ago. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
4 years ago, then President Trump urged supporters to head to the Capitol to protest congressional certification of Joe Biden's victory. Nearly 1,600 people have faced charges related to the riots. Overnight, the U.S. Attorney's Office revealed it's evaluating whether to bring charges in roughly 200 new cases. Trump has promised to pardon some of the January 6th defendants.
As for today's election certification, heavy snow impacting the nation's capital. Officials there saying it's not expected to affect proceedings. We will check in with ABC's Stephen Portnoy live from Washington coming up at 6:10.
President Biden heads to New Orleans today. This as federal officials are warning of the possibility of increased radicalization efforts from ISIS following Shamsuddin Jabbar's New Year's attack on Bourbon Street. ABC's Alan Kosick.
Sources say Jabbar recorded several videos in which he claimed he had joined ISIS earlier this year. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas warns ISIS recruitment efforts could grow stronger now that dictator Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria has been toppled.
We're very concerned about the instability that has resulted from that, and whether, in fact, it creates some space for the reemergence of ISIS.
Louisiana's governor is ordering a day of mourning for each of the victims that begins today.
Cough medicine recall at Costco.
Packages of Kirkland Signature Severe Cold and Flu Plus Congestion are being recalled after a lot that was rejected due to potential contamination with a foreign material was accidentally shipped to stores. Affected bottles were purchased between October 30th and November 30th. Anyone who purchased a package with the affected lot code can return the remainder of the medicine to Costco for a full refund. You should not use any of the remaining medicine. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The Philadelphia Eagles await the Packers in the playoffs after Green Bay's 24-22 loss to the Bears at Lambeau Field.
The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an
That's how it sounded on Fox. The game winner for Cairo Santos came less than a minute after Brandon McManus gave the Packers the lead with the 55-yarder. There was 55 seconds left to play.
Certainly didn't want to go into the playoffs like this.
Matt LaFleur's Packers enter the postseason having dropped back-to-back games. As the number 7 seed in the NFC, the Packers will begin the postseason in Philadelphia against an Eagles team that beat Green Bay in Week 1 in Brazil.
It's not an easy environment to play, but, we had a hell of a game with them Week 1. We just got to get back at the drawing board and approach the week and, like I said, flush this game as quickly as possible and move on.
Sunday's game, a 3:30 kick from Lincoln Financial Field. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The Packers will likely play Sunday's game without receiver Christian Watson, who suffered a significant knee in the second quarter.
Coming up, your 2025 Miss America is Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie & Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie & Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie & Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie & Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Your family, your memories, our priority. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
What quarterback Jordan Love has to say about momentum or lack thereof headed into the playoffs in sports at 6:15.
Negotiations to resolve a labor dispute between 45,000 unionized longshoremen at ports on the Atlantic and Gulf Coasts have now reached a critical stage.
Management and labor resumed negotiations Tuesday, but a January 15th strike deadline is looming. The contract extension expires, and economists say a strike could be very damaging to the U.S. economy, shutting down half of the container traffic in the country, possibly causing a spike in inflation and damaging the supply chain. The two sides have already reached an agreement on wages with a 62% salary increase over 6 years. But work rules, including management's desire to add more automation to the ports, is at the center of the dispute. Dan Ronan for CBS News, Washington.
In Orlando,
your new Miss America is Alabama, Abby Stockard!
Miss Alabama cheerleader Abby Stockard has been crowned the winner of Miss America 2025. Should be 10 other finalists for the $50,000 tuition scholarship prize. Miss Wisconsin, Mandy Genord of Beaver Dam, finished in the top 11 for the crown. Earlier in the competition, Genord was named a preliminary fitness winner and American Heart Association regional winner.
We have our Golden Globe winners.
You could say there was a celebratory feel Sunday at the Golden Globes on CBS with host Nikki Glazer.
The point of making art is to start a tequila brand so popular that you never have to make art again.
Even Karen Culkin savoring the moment.
My wife and I did a shot of tequila with Mario Lopez. Definitely feeling that. The whole speech is gone.
Karen getting the award for Best Male Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture.
This is the first time
I've ever won anything as an actor.
And a big night for Demi Moore, winning her first Golden Globe for the body horror film The Substance. Matt Wolf, CBS News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:10.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @WTMJ.com.
6:11 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Let's get an update on the roads here, Deb.
All right, so far we're looking okay. Of course, along the lakefront, we've got the slippery conditions and some partially covered roadways, but basically from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan, so something to keep in mind there. But we do have an accident northbound 94 in Kenosha County. This is just north of Highway C. It's off on the right shoulder. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. I'm not really seeing any other slowdowns or incidents. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few morning flurries, becoming sunny and blustery this afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the mid-20s. Northwest winds could gust as high as 30 miles per hour. It's mainly clear and breezy tonight, low of around 10. Wind chills could fall below 0. Mostly sunny and breezy for Saturday with a high of 22. More clouds for Sunday, highs in the mid-20s. There's a chance for a few morning snow showers at the lakefront on Monday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 20s. We'll hold on to clouds for Tuesday with a high of 26. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
22 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
In the midst of a winter storm, a joint session of Congress today to certify the results of the 2024 presidential election.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Vice President Harris assumes her role as president of the Senate as Congress engages in what before this date in 2020 was kind of a ceremonial afterthought.
Yep.
But today takes on added significance. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy joins us live in Washington this morning. Stephen, first on the snow. Talking about maybe a foot in the D.C. area. Everybody expected to make it around okay today?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, look, if you're a member of Congress and your attendance is required or you feel it's important to attend, you've made accommodations, you've made arrangements to get to Capitol Hill. The snow and high security precautions are in place, and so that's the scene here this morning as the wind carries the flakes of snow, and we've got about 3, maybe 4 inches on the ground so far, but the snow will pick up through the rest of the day. It's certainly going to be a calm, quiet, dreary, overcast day here.
Talking with Stephen Portnoy in Washington this morning. So as for the business in front of Congress today, this joint session, which, as I indicated, was really regarded as an afterthought, but for 4 years ago, when at least then President Trump had suggested that the vice president in his role at the time might have some ability to actually affect the results of the election. Congress has since acted to clarify exactly what the VP's role is.
The Electoral Count Reform Act of 2022 makes it clear that the President of the Senate, the Vice President of the United States, has only a ministerial role. The 12th Amendment speaks to what's going to happen today. And it's really, I don't like the use of the word certification to describe it because the Congress doesn't take any active steps today. There's no vote to accept the results. The 12th Amendment provides that the President of the Senate in the presence of the House and the Senate will open the envelopes containing the certificates certified by each of the governors, like Governor Evers, certifying that 10 of Wisconsin's electoral votes will be awarded to Donald Trump. And so today, there's the counting of those votes. It's the electoral count. act that governs the process today. So we use the phrase certification as sort of a shorthand. The way this works is the President of the Senate will call for any objections to each of the votes from each of the states. There'll be no objections today because neither Republicans, certainly not Republicans, but nor Democrats have any substantive objections today. And what the Electoral Count Act Reform Act of 2022 does is it raises the bar significantly for qualified objections. Previously, you would have one member of the House and one member of the Senate signing on to an objection, and that would derail the process, as it did 4 years ago prior to the riot. Now, what it calls for now is a fifth of the House and a fifth of the Senate. That's something like 87 members of the House would have to sign on to an objection, and 20 senators would have to sign on to an objection in writing, spelling out the reason to possibly reject a state's electors. Well, that's not going to happen now. It's never happened before.
ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy live with us from Washington. Hope you got your snow boots today, Stephen. Best of luck there today.
You bet.
6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Sports up next.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring great tips on how to operate your home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Great story here about my friends at Johnson & Sons Paving. Buddy of mine here texted and said he's on the board at his church and they're redoing the parking lot. So I got him in touch with Jeff Johnson, and Jeff was out there the next day, ready to draw up his analysis, what needs to be done, budget and pricing specs, copied me on the email. I know Jeff surprised my friend by telling him, yeah, already went out and had a look, drew up all of these thoughts for you, and we can get together soon. Just a great commitment to service. Even if you're not sure it's time or how much it's going to cost, tell them Vinny told you to call and get the Johnson & Sons team out to your property. Residential or commercial, you get a no-obligation quote. At least now you know what you're dealing with, and you can get on the schedule for early in spring. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Game time is set. Packers limp into the playoffs and will face the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday afternoon for a 3:30 kick.
This is like March Madness from here on out. I mean, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, says Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Packers fans will be waiting for anything to happen.
Jeez.
Boy, following a lackluster, mistake-filled afternoon to close out the regular season at Lambeau Field.
Said it would be a catastrophic failure to lose that game.
Right?
And that is a catastrophic failure.
And no one saw that coming.
No, and nor should you lose that game.
The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season.
Fox Sports on the call. Yeah, Bears beat the Packers 24-22. Didn't change anything as far as the playoffs,
right,
as it turned out, since the Commanders did beat the Cowboys. The Packers were destined for the 7th seed regardless. But as for momentum and a feeling like you're going into the playoffs playing good football.
Obviously, we're not going in with momentum, but who cares? You know, we got to find a way to get better and go attack this week. And obviously, we're going to be playing some good teams here in the playoffs, and we got to find a way to go win.
And Packers quarterback Jordan Love there.
And he's playing. He's fine.
Yeah, he left the game early with numbness in his throwing hand, which he said in that postgame was better but still numb. Said they keep telling me it's going to come back. It's going to be fine. Not expected to be an issue this week, though certainly something to watch. We'll also be looking for an update on injured wide receiver Christian Watson. That does not look good. Weather in Philly Sunday afternoon right now looking like sunshine and a high of 38 degrees.
The Vikings fall to the Lions 31-9 on Sunday Night Football. That means Detroit's your number 1 seed, and they get the first round bye. If the Packers were to win, so if the Packers beat the Eagles, they would then head to Detroit for the second round and play the Lions. As for the Vikings, they'll play the Rams on Monday night. They got the Monday nighter. So
could you see them losing that game? I could.
To the Rams?
Vikings.
Yeah.
Going out there and just not having their best. And
I could see Detroit bowing out early too. I don't trust either of those teams, but who knows? Maybe. Bucks and Raptors tonight. Bucks need to snap a 2-game losing streak. Our coverage starts at 6. Tip-off is 6:30 right here on WTMJ Radio. College basketball. Wisconsin plays Rutgers, and Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
So as it turns out, Golden Globes Sunday night, we might once again be facing one of these things where the movie that everybody went to see, that everybody loved and raved about, I'm not going to say they're shut out, but might not receive the critical acclaim you might expect. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
Are you seeing the customers expect maybe a different brand type in Green Bay than they do in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I think so.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
A little bit mid-tier price point people tend to gravitate towards in Green Bay. Of course, you have the high-end shopper up there too. Definitely more towards the casual side of things.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Time to refine your thinking in this new year. When it comes to your career, you have an advantage. It's time to take advantage. LAK Group offers career coaching so that you can identify and amplify your unique skill set. Give your career a bump or get in sync with your organization. From resume critiques to job offers and negotiations to personal branding, career coaching from LAK gets you on the right path. Learn more at transformingcareers.com. LAK, discover your human advantage.
Menards is the one-stop shop for huge savings on new energy-efficient appliances. Upgrade your home today and save big on top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We carry the largest in-stock selection of home appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Check out our entire selection of home appliances on Menards.com. Plus, get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Could have some traffic issues this morning with lake effect snow. What do you see, Debbie?
A little bit of a slippery conditions along the lakefront, basically from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan. We're also seeing some stuff right to the west a little bit and all the way back out to Mayville. So just watch out for those areas that might get partially covered with the lake effect snow. At the moment, we just have one incident. It's on 94 northbound in Kenosha County, just north of Highway C. Off on the right shoulder, it is an accident, so watch out for that. The rest of the system right now is looking okay. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Lake effect snow showers possible in the southern part of the state. Winter weather advisory till 4 p.m. for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. If you're along the lake, near the city, 1 to 3 inches possible. 3 to 6 inches near the lakefront, south of the city, and a high of 29 degrees today. Tonight's low down to 17. Tuesday, partly sunny, high 26. Partly cloudy and cold on Wednesday, high 22. Thursday's high still just 28 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Right now, 24 in Milwaukee.
I just wanna scream hello.
The awards season is officially underway.
And welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night.
There you go.
If you're watching on CBS, hello. If you're watching on Paramount Plus, you have 6 days left to cancel your free trial.
Just a good
And we're
Good
off.
start.
Nikki Glaser was your host, the first woman ever to host the Golden Globe Awards solo. Of course, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler have done it before, but Glaser doing it on her own.
You know, I'm in a room full of producers at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and this time all of my clothes are on. So, yeah. It was worth it.
Yes. She was good. Good 10-minute monologue to get things going, and she threw it around a little bit.
You're all so famous, so talented, so powerful. I mean, you could really do anything. I mean, except tell the country who to vote for, but it's okay. You'll get them next time.
Timothée Chalamet, of course, the guy who played Bob Dylan, was there, so she went after him.
I actually read that your singing voice was so accurate that even Bob Dylan himself admitted that it was absolutely horrible.
Accurate.
Also
See,
made fun of his mustache. Yeah, see. All right, so as for the awards, Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting Actor in the film A Real Pain and admitted at the start that, yeah, he had been drinking a little bit.
My wife and I did a shot of tequila with Mario Lopez. Definitely feeling that. The whole speech is gone. Rip it, Kieran. You're doing fine. I love the Golden Globes.
Although I do think that was part of his shtick. Like, he seemed to do really well, even though he claimed, I don't remember my speech, but here I am presenting.
He said, shot? That puts you under, my friend.
The night belonged to Emilia Perez. The Spanish-language musical was the big winner at the Golden Globes, taking home 4 awards, including Best Motion Picture for musical or comedy. The Brutalist won 3, including Best Motion Picture, Drama, and for one of its stars, Adrian Brody, as well. Here's something I never knew before. Demi Moore has never won anything. Ever.
I'm just in shock right now. I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years, and this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor.
Impossible.
Right? Isn't that hard to believe? I mean, I guess she's not necessarily winning Oscars every year, obviously, but wouldn't have thought
Evidently not.
Okay, so you mentioned Wicked, and we wondered if Wicked might get the Barbie treatment. Meaning, everyone talks about this movie. Everyone goes, wow, that was a really good movie. Actually,
everybody went to see it in the theater.
Yes, made a lot of money and really good and gets wiped out. Well, it did win the award for Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, which basically means, hey, you made money.
Yes,
well done.
This is the movie everyone loved.
So the director, John Chu, spoke, and you have to admit, he tried a little too hard, I thought.
Maybe we're a little bit alphaba inside of us. That maybe that we have that courage and that strength to not give up, but to rise up and take the road off the yellow brick road and maybe discover we can fly.
Okay, all right. Well, nice job. Enjoy your
trying to figure out where he was going there exactly. All of us. I'm inspired.
Sir Elton John was there. He did he presented with Brandy Carlisle, and he's had a lot of eye issues. Been talk about like where he can't see very well. He's been struggling with his eyes, and he joked that he's so pleased to be there with his co-host Rihanna, even though it was Brandy Carlisle. Colin Farrell, it was a joke.
Oh, all right.
Colin Farrell won for The Penguin, the HBO movie or TV series, The Penguin, and you don't even recognize him in that movie.
Thank you for employing me. And I guess it's prosthetics from here on out.
Yeah. But here's my favorite part. He celebrated Craft Services, which is the catering company that all the studios use. That was like his favorite part.
Carolina, on those cold winter nights in New York where I was the only one overheating, she'd be there with a coconut water every half an hour calling you, Carolina, God bless you. She kept the whole crew going. She's craft service. See it.
So
big applause, too. They're like, oh, yeah, craft service. That's good stuff.
That. So there you go, the Golden Globes. Wicked didn't do as well as some thought they would, but thought Nikki Glaser overall was a strong host.
I look out and I see some of the hardest working actors in show business. And by that I mean your servers. Yes, give it up. They'll be bringing you your cocktails to drink and your food that you'll look at.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average finished the week on a high note, up nearly 340 points to 42,732. The NASDAQ closed Friday at 19,622. That was up more than 1 3/4%, and the S&P 500 at 5942. That was up about 74 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona!
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know, that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Preston, a big winter storm making its way from the lower Midwest to the nation's capital. ABC's Victor Okendo with the latest.
Snow falling down overnight in Virginia. The D.C. metro area expecting to see anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of snow. In Missouri, near blizzard conditions making roads treacherous. Police say more than 1,000 drivers were stranded Sunday due to weather-related crashes. At least one person was killed.
For most federal workers in Washington, it'll be a work-from-home day because of the snow. Not for members of Congress, though. They will be overseeing the counting of votes from the 2024 election. Extra security in place on the 4th anniversary of the January 6th attacks, spurred by Donald Trump's refusal to accept the results in 2020. The president-elect calling a decision by Joe Biden to halt oil drilling on 650 million acres of U.S. ocean waters disgraceful. The president, Biden, heads to New Orleans today, site of the New Year's Day truck ramming that left 14 people dead. This is ABC News.
Well, we've got some slippery conditions along the lakefront, pretty much from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan. So you do want to be extra careful. Some of that partially covered roadways reaching all the way to Horicon right now. So just be careful if you're out and driving around. The only real issue that we've got right now is 94 northbound, just north of Highway C in Kenosha County. We do have a crash there being worked on off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 29 degrees with some lake effect snow in Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. Low down to 17 tonight. Right now, 24 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, that lake effect snow expected to impact the southeast portion of the state today. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson says I-41-94 likely the separator of those who will see meaningful snow and those who don't.
Big question is if that band comes inland, how far west does it go? Could we also see some of this higher snowfall reach Cudahy, St. Francis, Oak Creek, really up to the airport in Milwaukee? That's a question. Otherwise, rest of the area, you're not seeing any snow at all.
Winter weather advisory in effect for all three counties until 4 this afternoon. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 6:40.
Milwaukee's Department of Public Works has been preparing for today's possible lake effect snow since Friday, but what can citizens do to help?
The DPW reminds residents and travelers to not only drive cautiously, but leave enough room for salt and plow trucks to clear the streets. And to be patient. It can take 24 to 48 hours to plow every street during larger snow events. If you're shoveling or snow blowing, mind where you're putting that snow. Don't put snow back into the street, and do clear your sidewalk. The DPW also asks residents to clear snow and ice off of nearby fire hydrants and around garbage and recycling carts. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Starting with company brewing, ending with city lights, at least 4 businesses left Milwaukee's brewing scene in the span of just 8 months. What's happening? Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, tells WTMJ it's a tough time in craft brewing.
2024 was the first time nationally that more craft breweries shut down than opened. You have a bunch of different reasons for that. I mean, it's a tough business. Anybody who tries to do something that basically is a combination of a manufacturing business and a retail business and a customer service business, you've got to get a lot of things right.
Other factors, he said, include competition from other beverages and young adults drinking less alcohol overall.
The president of a well-known Wisconsin law firm has passed away. Daniel Rotier from Habish & Rotier died Friday, 73 years old. He served as a personal injury law firm Lawyer since 1979, handling medical malpractice and product liability cases.
Packers back into the postseason with that 24-22 loss to Chicago. From a seeding perspective, the results of Sunday's game against the Bears turned out not to have any impact on the Packers' playoff position.
From a feel-good standpoint, Sunday's loss was the second consecutive for a Packers team looking to carry momentum into the postseason.
Disappointing loss for sure.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love, the loss and the way it happened led to some blunt and emotional conversation in the locker room following the game.
I don't really think you need a lot of motivation. I think guys are going to be fired up. This is playoffs, we're going home. So if we want to be feeling that, we'll do nothing and we'll just go through the week.
An elbow injury forced Love from the game in the second quarter. Head coach Matt LaFleur is not concerned about his availability for Sunday's game against the Eagles. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Packers and Eagles, that game time now set for 3:30 Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35.
So we got lake effect here. It's the real deal across the nation's midsection all the way to the East Coast. News is sponsored by Walktel Tree Science. Visit healthytrees.com.
Did you know Walktel Tree Science works all year long, even through the winter? Now's the time to have one of their ISA certified arborists inspect your trees for pruning, insect, or disease issues. And winter is actually the perfect time to prune your trees while they're dormant. Don't wait until spring. Plan ahead for a healthy, beautiful yard. Visit healthytrees.com today. That's healthytrees.com. Walktel Tree Science, keeping trees healthy and beautiful since 1935.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card from the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant. Get a $20 gift card free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Get a new Tempur-Pedic mattress at Steinhafels and save up to $300. Add an adjustable base and save up to $500. Use Steinhafels 60-month financing and get a queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for just $48 per month. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Injuries to Jordan Love and wide receiver Christian Watson will update their status for the playoffs in sports at 6:45. So you got this massive winter storm blasting the midsection of the country from Kansas to the East Coast.
Happening today.
Barely a glancing blow for us here in southeast Wisconsin.
A dusting, if you will, compared to what some people are getting.
We are getting away with one here. Winter weather advisories for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties, as we indicated. The wind patterns on the tip of the storm system, the top end, which is dipping to our south, are bringing some winds off the lake. So you get that chance for the lake effect snow in the southern part of the state of Wisconsin. As for the states to our southwest, south, and southeast, wicked winter weather. Governor of Kansas issued not a state of emergency, but a state of disaster.
Blizzard conditions being reported in parts of Kansas and Missouri. First responders are struggling with these treacherous conditions, according to the Kansas Highway Patrol. Some areas seeing at least a foot of snow. Treacherous road conditions across several states, including Missouri, Nebraska, and Indiana.
ABC's Allison Cossack. Not done yet, too. Worst yet to come as the storm races to the east. 1,000 drivers said to be stranded along the interstates. So you still got to dig some of those folks out. And much more to come, basically from eastern Illinois right now all the way to the East Coast. 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
107,471. Is that A, the number of minutes spent listening to your kids describe their favorite YouTuber's latest video? B, the combined number of calories you consume during football season? Or C, the number of households left without power during one of the last big winter storms? While A and B may be true, the real answer is C. But this winter, that 6-digit number can be reduced by 1 with your brand new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. Lights stay glowing, Wi-Fi goes on flowing, and your furnace keeps it going. All thanks to your new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Oh, did I mention payments for as low as $99 a month? Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to power through another winter? We can help.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. If you're looking for a way to transform your garage, basement, patio, or commercial concrete floors, Spartan Coatings will get it done for you. They're doing the work in my garage. It was kind of scaly. It wasn't looking great. Now it's on the way to being fantastic. It is high-quality coatings, and it's stylish. It's Spartan Coatings. Let them take care of you. And right now, great special going on, $300 off your next project. $300 if you book today. The teams I trust are at Spartan. Strength meets style. That's Spartan Strong. It's Spartan Coatings.
20 minutes before 7 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, slippery conditions right along the lakefront, basically from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan, some areas back all the way to Fond du Lac and to Horicon, that whole area. So just be extra careful. Right now, though, I'm not really seeing any delays out on the freeway. We do have one accident still being worked on, northbound 94 in Kenosha County, just north of Highway C there. Right shoulder is blocked with that. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, a few morning flurries, otherwise becoming mostly sunny and breezy. High temperatures in the mid-20s. Northwest winds could gust as high as 30 miles per hour. It's mainly clear and breezy tonight, low of around 10. Sunshine, breezy conditions back for Saturday, highs in the low 20s. Mostly cloudy for Sunday with a high of 26. We may see a few lakefront snow showers early on Monday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 28. And we'll hold on to the cloud cover for Tuesday with highs in the mid-20s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
24 in Milwaukee. .642. New policy, new procedures in effect starting today in the Hamilton School District, Waukesha County, following the death of a student last week.
Happening today.
School buses today will begin taking kindergarten students directly to Willow Springs School, as opposed to dropping them first at Silver Spring Intermediate and then shuttling them to their school. It was during this bus transfer process that the district has used for years that resulted in the death of 5-year-old Finn Katona. He was run over by a school bus and killed last week in that devastating morning for families and everyone associated with that school district. That's where your kids go.
Yeah. Full disclosure, my kids had gone through the district. My senior, I remember when he was in 4K, he did the transfer. In fact, I even drove to the school to watch it. I wanted to see how it worked. And they've all been bus buddies and they've all done the transfer too.
So no school Friday. Students set to return today with the new busing protocol and an email to parents in the district from the superintendent. I'll read to you part of it. District leaders and school board members work closely with the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department and Dairyland Bus Company to find an immediate solution to address parent and community member questions and concerns that arose following Thursday's tragic incident. Please know we will monitor this new procedure to determine efficiency and challenges such as adjusted arrival times and new traffic patterns. So not only the new procedure, but obviously this challenging day back for everyone in the school, first time since that tragedy on Thursday.
Yeah. Devastating.
I mean, and exactly how it happened and why it happened, given that the district has for years used this procedure of taking kids off one bus and putting the littles on another bus. I know a lot of parents have questions about, well, why would you do that? Why are they transferring buses? I mean, in the final analysis, you're still getting off a bus which you do over and over again.
At any school.
Right.
And
So
get
there-
on a bus at a school
Yeah.
or a bus stop someplace. Yeah.
So there is that extra step. What specifically went wrong on this day? Still a matter of investigation. But nonetheless, that new procedure in place starting today. 644, sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Special Milwaukee Auto Show Advance Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
6 projects in with Expired Closets Milwaukee. Now, that is a happy customer. My friends Katie and Dan, they can custom design solutions for your home. They'll help you cut the clutter, you calm the chaos, and even bring order to your family life. Listen to this from Margot. One of their projects was adding a desk space to the kitchen area. She wrote, "Our daughter comes home every day and completes her homework at the desk because she loves it so much. It turned out better than we could even imagine." Now, that's doing more than just making better use of space, right? This is providing workable solutions to life's challenges. Bring order and function to your home and your family. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredCloset.Milwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Eagles on Sunday. Kickoff set for 3:30 p.m. in the NFL playoffs.
Certainly didn't want to go into the playoffs like this, but that's our circumstance, and so we got to be tough-minded and got to be critical, and we got to flip the script as soon as possible and move on to the next game. And
well, that next game, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur here. Not only did we lose to the Bears 24-22 in the regular season finale, not only do the Packers go into the playoffs 1-5 in the NFC North Division.
Oof.
But
now, to be fair, the Vikings and Lions both pretty good.
They're good. Those are good football teams. But also, you had quarterback Jordan Love. He got banged up. Wide receiver Christian Watson may be done. ESPN's Jason Wilde suggesting he likely tore his ACL in that non-contact injury.
The sad thing about this is that he probably shouldn't have played. And if Romeo Doubs doesn't get sick, it doesn't sound like he would have played. Sounds like they would have had him in that.
Yeah, he was coming off injury to that knee earlier. Wilde on Green Bay Game Night right here on WTMJ. Upsetting as it all may be, the Packers locker room still talking about starting fresh this week. Quarterback Jordan Love.
Everything that we want is still out in front of us. The Super Bowl still out in front of us. We got to go win games and win in advance, but we kind of can control our destiny. We just got to be great.
Which has got to be great. When's the last time this team appeared great to you?
Hey, if they haven't had a signature win yet, maybe it's coming.
This would be
Sunday.
a good time for one of those. Yes.
Here we go.
Playoff schedule again is set, and it's the Packers and Eagles in Philadelphia. That's a 3:30 kick Sunday.
Vikings fall to the Lions in what ended up ultimately being kind of a cruddy game, but it was close there for a bit. 31-9 the final as the Lions win. That means Detroit's the 1 seed. They get the first round bye, and they would play the Packers if the Packers were to upset the Eagles on Sunday. The Vikings, meanwhile, will head to L.A. to play the Rams on Monday night. In New York.
Shotgun for Rodgers. Breece Hall in motion. He's back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Sidearms one over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Tyler Conklin. And that is career touchdown pass number 500.
Aaron Rodgers throws his 500th touchdown pass. He would throw 4 in the day as the Jets go on to win. Is this it for number 8? He spoke to Pam Oliver afterward on Fox.
Have conversations tomorrow with everybody here with the Jets and see what they're thinking, and then make a decision before it gets too late in the offseason.
Whatever you do, all the best.
I love you, Pam.
Love you back.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Well, enjoy
Awkward
that,
hug.
New York. The whole, will he come back? Will he not? Is he going to go into the darkness first before he makes that decision?
Yeah.
Could they not find his number? I was available. They weren't calling me. Well, we were calling him. We couldn't find him. But you just enjoy
see.
that for the next several months there in New York.
Bucks and Raptors tonight as the Bucks look to snap their 2-game losing streak. Our coverage starts at 6 tonight on WTMJ Radio. Tip-off is 6:30. College basketball tonight, Wisconsin and Rutgers. Badger Sports Updates, by the way, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more.
There's a difference between a scheme and a scam. I would label what the Vikings did a scheme, but not so much a scam. That story next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Listen to this story. 2 herniated discs. Surgery on the books. But now Laura is feeling so much better after receiving regular care with Dr. Alex Young at Connect Chiropractic. She's one of my fellow patients there. And for me, I've been going for neck, back, shoulder, kind of the basics, feeling so much better. But Laura was in serious pain. She had tried everything. She'd been in the hospital. She was on morphine for the pain, and things were getting worse. After working with the Connect Chiropractic team, Laura says not only is her condition not worsening, but finally she is seeing actual healing. And she went ahead and canceled that surgery. That's how much Connect Chiropractic has improved her life. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Just these life-changing results. Get on the road to better health now by starting at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
If you're looking to build or remodel, then check out the 2025 Metropolitan Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns, January 10th through the 12th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com. If building and remodeling is on your to-do list in 2025, then don't miss the MBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Could have some trouble on the roads in the southeast corner of the state. Debbie, what do you see?
I'm seeing slippery conditions. Yeah, partially covered areas pretty much from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan and then heading west a bit into western Washington County, eastern Juneau. So just be careful if you're heading through those areas. The rest of the system is actually looking okay. We're looking at normal conditions and normal speeds, too. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Could have some lake effect snow primarily west of I-94 and south of the city of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. Could see 1 to 3 inches near the lake in Milwaukee, 3 to 6 in Racine or Kenosha counties. Again, largely west of the freeway with a high of, east of the freeway with a high of 29 degrees. Partly cloudy and low down to 17 tonight. Pretty quiet weather the rest of the week. High of 26 on Tuesday. Wednesday's high just 22 degrees. And Thursday mostly sunny with a high of 28. Right now, 24 in Milwaukee. 6:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Got 2 stories this morning, E, that are sports adjacent.
Okay.
So, like, in the world of sports, but not scores and highlights. And actually, I don't think you really need to care even about sports to find some level of interest here. Let's start here. I've never heard this done before. And it was enough, apparently, for one team to complain to the NFL about it. Biggest game in any sport this weekend was
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night, right?
Vikings, Lions.
So big game. It was for the top seed in the NFC playoffs. So nothing bothers the home team more, particularly in a big rivalry game, than if the opposing team draws a bunch of fans, right? With the way tickets work now in the NFL, in order for that to happen, especially for a big game, got to have the hometown fans putting their tickets up for sale on the secondary or resale market. We see this a lot at American Family Field for the Cubs games, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Cubs fans, particularly the northern suburbs, tough to get a ticket to Wrigley. Plus, we got a really nice ballpark here. Really easy in, easy out. It's probably cheaper. So Cubs fans buy up a bunch of tickets on the secondary market, and AmFam Field sounds as much like a Cubs home game as it does
Wrigley North,
yes,
as some would call
and it bothers us.
Yes.
We hate it.
Yeah.
Well, there were thousands of Vikings fans at Ford Field in Detroit for Sunday night's game. Didn't end well for them, as it turns out. But One of the reasons they were able to get tickets, the Vikings, like the team, the Vikings, bought up nearly 2,000 tickets on the resale market. So they went out to like a SeatGeek or a StubHub or whatever and bought up a whole bunch of these tickets and then turned around and sold them to their friends, family, and fans, even at a loss.
So, hey, season ticket holder, we'll sell you these tickets to Detroit. Go ahead, take them. We'll give you half off.
Right, yes.
It's actually brilliant.
So Sports Illustrated was first to report. Other outlets later confirmed. This is from the SI article by Albert Breer. In the days leading up to Sunday night's showdown against the Detroit Lions, the Vikings took the unusual measure of buying around 1,900 tickets for the road game on the secondary market at about $1,000 apiece for a total reaching $2 million. The team then turned around and sent an email to season ticket holders offering the opportunity to buy tickets at a much lower price point, in some cases for as little as $200.
Wow.
Breer also reported the Lions flagged the purchase. They're like, something's happening here. They alert the league office and were reportedly told, I don't know what you want us to do about it. They bought the tickets, and they can do that.
This will not happen again. There'll be some policy will be put in place.
But how do you, right? Regular fans, you have a right to sell your ticket on these things.
You're right.
I guess if they want to eat $2 million to get a few thousand fans there, that's your business. Apparently, we get a lot of money to throw around there.
And I guess it worked. Not really.
Other story here I wanted to share with you is about the future of watching sports. You know, those tickets that were going for hundreds of dollars a piece, if not $1,000.
Yeah.
What if you could have that game-like experience at a venue with tons of other fans and a view of the game as if you're there for a fraction of the price, like less than $50? It's sort of a virtual reality type sports bar where they build out like a massive screen and they give you then like a 50-yard line view of a sporting event. You can see other fans in front of you. You hear the crowd noise, and it's the game that you want to see. It's an event, and this is a company called Cosm, which the article in Bloomberg where I read about it says is kind of a nod to both the words Cosmos and Coliseum.
So it's almost like when you go to OmniMax or something like that.
Yes. Except, unlike just like showing like the game that we watch on TV, tight shots of the players and all this other stuff, they're just giving you like as if you were in the seat. So this from Bloomberg, 4th and Inches hits different when the screen is so large that a fraction of a yard is rendered at full scale, like a demi-sized version of Sphere. That space-age entertainment venue that opened in Las Vegas last year, Cosm uses streaming technology and vast curving LED screens to deliver views that rival the best seats in arenas, ballparks, and stadiums around the world.
So why would you go there and not just go to the game? Because it's cheaper?
Either you can't get tickets, or if what did we just say secondary tickets there were? $1,000 to go see that. This is $50. It gets you in the door. Might get a seat. Might be a better seat than what you might otherwise. And then they've got these 8K resolution cameras, 4 to 5 of them set up at different positions in the venue. And this Cosm has actually partnered with the leagues.
So do you get to hear the announcers?
So they said they sync up what you're seeing in the facility with the broadcast as well. So I don't know if they pipe in announcer sound or if it's just fan noise. If you have replays, I suppose.
Yeah, I need replays maybe.
Yeah, you got to have some replays. And then they do it up. Actually, they have a broadcast team that, they'll put in their own graphics. And when your team scores, if it's the home team or whatever, then they put up, fireworks and stuff.
I will say this. You showed me some pictures, and it was difficult for us to figure out where the actual stands ended in the place and the actual screen of the stadium began.
And people take pictures of themselves as if they're there, and it looks like they're there. So pretty wild. Right now it's in L.A. and it's in Dallas. There are plans to bring it to Atlanta, a couple other markets, and they really want to expand this out. So could definitely see that being a cool thing. I would give it a try for sure. 6:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Your forecast is brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Like many southeast Wisconsin manufacturers, Capco Metal Stamping in Grafton shuts down over the holidays, impacting 550 employees. The company does not provide pay during the period, citing a slowdown with customers. Plans proceed for hundreds of apartments on the former Wisconsin International Academy property, 118th and Blue Mound in Wauwatosa. The Tosa Lofts project is being developed by Johnny Vassallo and Cobalt Partners. Common Ground Healthcare receives regulatory approval for a merger with CareSource of Ohio. Common Ground keeps its offices in Brookfield, and CEO Kathy Mahaffey. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Happy New Year means a lot of rough days ahead for those who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Plenty of gray, frigid days on the horizon where we all just want to be snugly and warm at home. That's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. Their inviting doors welcome friends and family into a cozy home thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, keeping the cold out. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin showroom today so you can learn the Pella difference and get inspired on making your home more energy efficient and beautiful with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hurry, you only have until January 31st to score Pella's New Year's special. 0% interest for up to 3 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit PellaWI.com.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
The Bucks travel up north to freeze the Toronto Raptors in their tracks.
Middleton fires up a three, and he hits it. Cuts that deficit in half.
Our coverage begins tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just a minute after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, January 6th, our top story. Watching for lake effect snow in southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Erik Bilstad, counting the votes in a snowy D.C.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Yep, slippery conditions along the lakefront, basically from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan and then heading west towards West Bend. So be careful with that. We've got one crash that's being worked on northbound 94 at just north of Highway C in Kenosha County. Then we've got another accident on 43 southbound on the ramp to get onto westbound 94 in the Marquette. Both shoulders are blocked right now with that one. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 29 degrees today, low down to 17 under partly cloudy skies tonight. Right now 24 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, lakeshore communities in and south of Milwaukee could see bands of snow through the morning today. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson saying that while Milwaukee County is part of this winter weather advisory, it doesn't mean the whole county would get a bunch of snow.
I want to highlight here, even though all of Milwaukee County is in that winter weather advisory, there's a good chance areas northwest of the city don't see any snow at all. We'll hold on to that chance of lake effect snow through about noon and even into the early afternoon, and then that snow band starts to head back out over Lake Michigan.
And even for Racine and Kenosha counties, looking at most of the snow to the east of I-94. That advisory runs till 4 this afternoon. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 7:10.
Millions of Americans are waking up this morning to winter storm and blizzard warnings, a system that forecasters are calling one of the strongest winter storms in more than a decade. They span from Colorado to Washington, D.C.
And in D.C., the electoral votes that will see President-elect Trump taking the oath of office in 2 weeks will be counted before a joint session of Congress today. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Members of the House and Senate will traipse through the snow as they make their way to the joint session. The process will have Vice President Harris overseeing the count and announcing that Donald Trump has defeated her. It's a duty Al Gore similarly performed after his loss to George W. Bush 24 years ago. Congress passed the Electoral Count Reform Act in 2022 To clarify, the vice president's role is strictly ministerial. She has no power to set aside a state's electoral votes.
Portnoy, a guest with us earlier on Wisconsin's Morning News, said the snow not expected to delay proceedings today.
A visit to politically turbulent South Korea by the U.S. Secretary of State did not go unnoticed by Pyongyang. CBS's Cammy McCormick.
North Korea fired a missile as Blinken was in South Korea, warning that Pyongyang is cooperating with Russia more closely than ever.
We condemn the DPRK's missile launch just today, yet another violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions.
The North Korean missile fell into the sea after flying nearly 700 miles. Blinken said it was a reminder of just how important the relationship is between the U.S. and its allies in the region.
Following the developing story here in Canada this morning is that nation could soon be searching for a new prime minister. Multiple outlets reporting Justin Trudeau could resign from the post as early as today. He's been in office 9 years. Reuters reporting Trudeau has not officially made a decision, though it should happen before an emergency meeting of the Liberal legislators in the capital, Ottawa, on Wednesday.
President Biden will head to New Orleans today. This as federal officials are warning of the possibility of increased radicalization efforts from ISIS following Shamsuddin Jabbar's New Year's attack on Bourbon Street. The governor of Louisiana is ordering a day of mourning for each of the victims beginning today.
Philadelphia Eagles await the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs after Green Bay's 24-22 Sunday loss to the Bears at Lambeau Field.
Certainly didn't want to go into the playoffs like this.
Matt LaFleur's Packers enter the postseason having dropped back-to-back games. As the number 7 seed in the NFC, the Packers will begin the postseason in Philadelphia against an Eagles team that beat Green Bay in Week 1 in Brazil.
It's not an easy environment to play, but, we had a hell of a game with them Week 1. We just got to get back at the drawing board and approach the week and, like I said, flush this game as quickly as possible and move on.
Sunday's game, a 3:30 kick from Lincoln Financial Field. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
We've got an injury report on the Packers coming up in sports at 7:15.
Coming up, hanging 10 times 10.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. We're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Quarterback Jordan Love on his injury and momentum or lack thereof going into the playoffs in sports at 7:15.
A cough medicine recall at Costco.
Packages of Kirkland Signature Severe Cold and Flu Plus Congestion are being recalled after a lot that was rejected due to potential contamination with a foreign material was accidentally shipped to stores. Affected bottles were purchased between October 30th and November 30th. Anyone who purchased a package with the affected lot code can return the remainder of the medicine to Costco for a full refund. You should not use any of the remaining medicine. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
In Orlando.
Your new Miss America is Alabama, Abby Stockard!
Miss Alabama. Abby Stockard, as you heard, crowned the winner of the Miss America pageant 2025. Miss Wisconsin, Mandy Gennard of Beaver Dam, finished in the top 11 for the crown.
A surfer in Santa Cruz, California, may have caught the biggest wave ever.
It's still too early to know if Alessandro Alo Slaber set a new world record. But just before Christmas, the 23-year-old surfer caught what some are estimating to be a 108-foot tall wave north of Half Moon Bay. He told KSBW-TV,
that wave was so tall that it was sucking so much water coming back at you that it was a weird feeling the friction of the water underneath the surfboard. I've never felt that on really any other wave that I've ever caught.
If confirmed, it would shatter the current record by 20 feet. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:09.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. As you probably know, when you buy one dinner, you get a second dinner free every night at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. That's incredible. Well, through January 15th, when you buy a $100 gift card, you get a $20 gift card free. Buy $250, get $50 free. Buy $500 in gift cards, get $125 in free gift cards. Incredible bargains. Business owners, managers, Fox and Hound's gift cards make perfect year-round gifts because everyone loves a free dinner. When you buy one dinner, you get one free. That offer is like when you buy one gift card, getting a second gift card for free. Your company will save hundreds of dollars and your employees will truly appreciate you. It's a great place. Festive, fun, delicious food. If you didn't have your company party in December, have it in January at the Fox and Hounds. Half of your employee dinners are free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Order your free gift cards at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10. As for flights, Deb, just looking at the arrivals and departures at Mitchell. Just a scattering of delays and cancellations related to that winter storm in other parts of the country, but no major issues right here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at least driving around, you're not going to find too much of an issue unless you're right along the lakefront. Then you want to be a little extra careful, basically from the state line all the way up to Sheboygan, all the way out west to West Bend. But other than that, the main roadways around the Milwaukee County area, we're actually looking okay with the exception of a couple of issues going on. First of all, we got northbound 43 at Hampton. We've got a crash off on the right shoulder. Then we've got another one on southbound 43 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. That one has cars on either shoulder. Another broken down vehicle eastbound 94 at 26th Street off on the right shoulder there. And then the other one on northbound 94 in Kenosha County, just north of Highway C, just before you get to Highway 50. Looks like we've got that crash still being worked on off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, lake effect snow showers possible from the south side of Milwaukee to Racine and Kenosha. Otherwise, partly cloudy and breezy. Highs in the mid and upper 20s, wind chills in the teens, 1 to 3 inches of snowfall possible with higher local amounts east of I-4194. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the teens, partly sunny for Tuesday with a high of 26. It's partly cloudy and cold on Wednesday with highs in the low 20s. Sunshine back by Thursday, high of 28. We'll look for more clouds on Friday. Slight chance of a few snow showers with highs in the upper 20s. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 24 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Things will be different in Washington today as a joint session of Congress convenes to count the results of the 2024 election.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
What's different, one is clarification of the procedure which was largely regarded as ceremonial prior to the events of 4 years ago on this day. More on that in a moment. First, what else is different? Security surrounding lawmakers and the Capitol building itself.
For the first time, January 6th has been designated a national special security event at the request of D.C.'s mayor after the violent attack on the Capitol 4 years ago. That means that Secret Service has been planning for months, bringing in more resources to guard the Capitol for the counting of the Electoral College votes. So far, no groups have announced plans to protest, and the Capitol Police have made significant changes in the last few years, too.
That's ABC News correspondent Mary Alice Parks. Then President Trump 4 years ago encouraging then Vice President Pence, who was presiding over the certification, if you will, or more accounting of the votes, to find a way to overturn the results of the election, to perhaps accept some of these alternate slates of electors that we heard so much about, including here in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Well, then VP Pence had said he did not believe that it was in his constitutional authority to do that. And just to be sure, lawmakers addressed it with additional legislation since.
The Electoral Count Reform Act was passed by Congress to kind of make it harder for individual members of Congress to challenge the results and to make clear that the role of the vice president is purely ministerial, that there's no judgment involved. That means that Vice President Harris herself is the one that has to certify the election results for her rival, for former President and now President-elect Donald Trump.
That's ABC's political reporter, Director Rick Klein. So the joint session is set to convene at 11 o'clock our time. All this amid this winter storm.
Right. Yeah, and they're getting hit hard. They're going to have, they've had, 3 or 4 inches already. They expect a little bit more. So
could get up to a foot in the D.C. metro area.
They have authorities in D.C. saying, hey, don't go out today.
Right.
If you could, stay home.
Except for these folks, whom they've said we are going to make sure that everybody who needs to get to the Capitol will. Again, 11 a.m. is when that joint session of Congress is set to convene. 7:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. And right now they're offering a curriculum-based class similar to a day program to the public for those with early to mid-memory loss. It's a great time to think about this during the holiday season. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Locations throughout Wisconsin, right here in the Milwaukee area, AzuraLiving.com.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Game time is set. Packers limping into the playoffs as we are. We'll face the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday afternoon. It'll be a 3:30 kick.
This is like March Madness from here on out. I mean, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, says Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Packers fans will be waiting for anything to happen following a lackluster, mistake-filled afternoon to close out the regular season at Lambeau.
The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season.
Fox Sports on the call. Bears beat the Packers 24-22. Didn't, as it turns out, change anything for the playoffs, since the Commanders ended up beating the Cowboys. The Packers were destined for the 7th seed regardless.
Arguably, the Bears hurt themselves by winning that game because they hurt their draft
Did
status.
they lose a position in the draft?
So it's amazing how that works.
Perfect. But for momentum and a feeling like you're playing good football.
Obviously, we're not going in with momentum, but who cares? You know, we got to find a way to get better and go attack this week. And obviously, we're going to be playing some good teams here in the playoffs, and we got to find a way to go win.
That's Packers quarterback Jordan Love. He did leave the game early with numbness in his throwing hand, which he said even at that post-game news conference was better, but still numb. So they keep telling me it's going to come back. The feeling will come back. It'll be fine. Head coach Matt LaFleur said he could have gone back in the game, could Love, if he'd wanted to do that. Also, we'll be looking for an update on injured wide receiver Christian Watson. That does not look good. Weather in Philly for Sunday afternoon right now, looking like sunshine and a high of 38 degrees.
Vikings and Lions. It was going to be the big game. Everyone was going to watch the battle for the 1 seed in the NFC, the battle for home field advantage and a bye. Lions win 31-9. So that means the Packers will play Detroit if the Packers are able to upset the Eagles on Sunday. They'll head to Motown in 2 weeks.
Right. Nice path. Got to play the number 2 seed, then go play the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you have that. The Vikings, by the way, will play the Rams in L.A. on Monday night. So the playoffs are set, and we have 3 from the NFC North. The Bucks and Raptors tonight. Bucks looking to snap their 2-game skid. Coverage starts at 6 right here on WTMJ Radio. Tip-off is 6:30 here on WTMJ. In college basketball, Wisconsin plays Rutgers tonight on the hardwood. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more.
No one wanted to hire me. They just saw my disability, but not me. I worked hard to get the education and the skills needed to thrive. I was ready to work. Then someone believed in me and said yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Are you heading into the new year now with the same old joint pain? No, the time is now to make that resolution to fix it. You don't need to have pain in your knees, your hips, your back, or your shoulder all the time. Make the decision in 2025 to say no. Not going to do that anymore. Get moving again in 2025 with the help from QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. You sit and deal with it. You don't even realize how long you've been feeling this way because it's been so long. The time is now to attack this pain and take care of it and let your body do the work. It's possible. This isn't newfangled treatment. This is something that QC Kinetics has done and done well. Here's the number, 414-285-3474. Call that number. Set up a location time. You can go to Greenfield or Mequon and chat with their clinicians to see if this will work for you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
At 7:20, what do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, things along the lakefront are kind of slippery and snow-covered depending on where you are. Basically from Kenosha all the way up to Sheboygan. So be careful with that. We do have a few accidents that we're dealing with. First of all, on southbound 43 on the ramp from 43 to westbound 94 in the Marquette. We have a crash there. Another one at North Avenue on southbound 43 off on the right shoulder as well. Also, northbound 43 at Hampton. We've got an accident off on the right shoulder. Squad is with it right now, so just be extra careful if you're heading through those areas. Eastbound 94 slowing down just before 84th Street, pretty much all the way to the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, we have that lake effect snow affecting southern Milwaukee, also Racine and Kenosha counties. Winter weather advisory in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Could see 3 to 6 inches near the lakefront south of Milwaukee. Low down to 17 tonight. Tuesday, partly sunny, high 26. Wednesday, high of just 22 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Right now, 24 in Milwaukee.
Happy Monday!
It's time to look at the week ahead. Sponsored by Excel Custom Decks.
What a Monday morning.
The week ahead on Wisconsin's Morning News. What are you going to see on your timeline, your news feed? What's going to be on the televisions, on the computer, in your phone?
Why don't you just tell me what's going to be in the news?
It's going to feel like the first day of school today at the state capitol in Madison. All the lawmakers there are going to be wearing their brand new shoes.
No, they can't. They have to wear their moon boots to get to there. And then if you forget your shoes in your backpack.
No, state capitol. This one's the one in Madison. In Madison, today's the day. State lawmakers show up and take the oath. They sign that old book, you know what they do there, and they smile with their families, take their pictures before the legislative session begins. So the state Senate and the state assembly doing that today in Madison. Brand new sport coat. Get to wear like my new slacks.
What do you think of this tie?
Meanwhile, in D.C., where it is snowing, Congress will officially certify the election of Donald Trump today. It comes 4 years after the January 6th insurrection when protesters stormed the Capitol. Congress will meet in joint session to count the Electoral College votes presided over by Vice President Kamala Harris. The Consumer Electronics Show, the largest tech gathering of its kind, gets underway in Las Vegas this week so companies can show off their latest products and prototypes. Things officially kick off tomorrow, but they're going to be there today, already rolling out some of the tech that we can expect.
Usually some of this is really cool
Yes.
stuff, like things you hadn't heard of before.
Yeah. And there's even some connections to some Wisconsin companies, so really excited to hear about what's going on in Vegas this week. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, you know him.
Bullseye.
Yep, that guy, yep. He is speaking to astronauts on the ISS today, the ISS, the International Space Station, including Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. Those are the two that have been in there since June. They're supposed to be there a week, but now they're expected back in March or April, so get an update from them later today.
First time he's talked to them?
I'm sure he's
Right?
spoken with them before.
I don't know. He's the boss, whatever. He's got people.
So, Sonny, how's it going? Yeah, that's how it's going. Anyway.
Get me off of this.
Yes. In Atlanta, right now, Honor Guard patrols the Carter Center as we speak, where former President Jimmy Carter lies in repose until Tuesday. His remains will then be brought to the Capitol tomorrow. He'll lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda until Thursday. That's when Carter's state funeral will take place at the Washington National Cathedral. So that is Thursday. Then there'll be a service in Plains, Georgia. So Thursday is a big national day of mourning, so no stocks on Thursday because of that. On Friday, the Supreme Court going to hear oral arguments on whether a controversial ban on the social media app TikTok violates the First Amendment. So this is a big deal. This is that whole issue about whether or not TikTok should be banned. Congress said it should be banned. President Biden signed it saying, yeah, you should ban it if they don't change ownership. So right now, users, dancers, and others of TikTok are arguing the ban violates freedom of speech. So see which way Supreme Court rolls on this one.
And that ban set to take effect on January 19th.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Right before inauguration.
The clock is ticking on TikTok.
Ooh, very good.
Like
Lots
that?
of football
You can use
today. And this week, I should say. College playoff semifinals are Thursday and Friday of this week. Then we got the NFL playoffs on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So nonstop football. If you like football, it's great. If you hate football, I'm sorry.
It's tough to get away from. Right?
Packers, by the way, your Packers party will be Sunday afternoon. Packers in Philadelphia, first round of the playoffs, 3:30 kick. Hoda Kotb, one of the most famous faces on NBC, she is going to stop co-hosting the Today Show on Friday. So what are they calling it? The Hodabration?
It doesn't have a good ring to it.
Yeah, so that's happening.
Best they could come up with there at the network.
Not sure. On Wednesday, Elvis Presley turns 90 years old. The king still lives, by the way. To the TV and to the movies, here's my favorite story of the week. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, one of the best shows ever, and Abbott's Elementary, another very good show on ABC. They're having a joint show.
Welcome to Abbott Elementary, the best elementary school in the universe.
Is that what this is?
It takes two to make things go right.
Yeah, so they're going to have one of those merger shows. You know how they've done this before?
Yeah.
Love that they're doing this. Something different. So that's this week.
Usually you see it in the dramas, right? Tonight.
Yeah.
A very special Chicago fire.
I was
cops,
trying to think,
whatever,
what's been the best one?
Attorneys.
Has there been like a really great merger show? I'm trying to remember the best one. I'm sure someone will text one in. If you got a good one,
Batman and Scooby-Doo.
Yes, that one was
once in a while,
enormous.
Batman would show up.
A new Netflix documentary on Jerry Springer comes out this week. It's called Fights, Camera, Action. And at the movies, The Last Showgirl, starring Pamela Anderson as a veteran showgirl who has to figure out her future after her show abruptly shuts down. That is on the silver screen. The week ahead, sponsored by Excel Custom Decks. Look ahead to your dream summer by scheduling an appointment today. Call 414-333-1888, 414-333-1888, or visit excelcustomdecks.com.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average finished the week up 340 points to 42,732. The NASDAQ up more than 1 3/4% at 19,622, and the S&P 500 closed at 5942. That was up 74 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey,
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski. He's Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, the market is still challenging for buyers today. We've talked before, businesses tend to renew insurance policies either Q4 or January 1st. Tell us a little more about what those challenges entail today.
Sure, Vince. Thanks. It's great to be here again. A few factors are defining this market for commercial insurance buyers right now. Some rates are up, like auto insurance, umbrella insurance, and property coverage. Some rates are headed down, like workers' compensation and cybercrime coverage. And insurance companies continue to be very disciplined in their approach to underwriting.
So, Jeff, what else is going on?
Another important factor is guidance and communication about how to navigate all of these market conditions. We talk to many businesses that still have not heard word one from their agent or broker. They're concerned about making an uninformed decision. Buyers know that clock is ticking. Or, if they have been contacted, they still feel uninformed about what's happening in the market today or have been just provided a renewal premium amount, and that's it.
So what's the message then, Jeff? Say you have an upcoming renewal in December or January.
There's still time to work with R&R, Vince. Our process looks like this. We inform you of where the opportunities are in today's market. We work with you to prepare your file to best position your company for selection and pricing by an underwriter. And R&R can get multiple companies competing for your account.
So why else should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, business owners shouldn't settle for poor service. It'll cost you nothing to sit down and talk to R&R Insurance. If you're looking for a better insurance buying experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The electoral votes that will see Donald Trump taking the oath of office in 2 weeks will be counted before a joint session of Congress today. There's extra security in place because of the violence on Capitol Hill 4 years ago following Donald Trump's 2020 loss. Today, President Biden heads to the site of the New Year's truck ramming on Bourbon Street.
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are expected to arrive in New Orleans in the late afternoon today. The White House says there they will grieve with the families and community members impacted by the tragic attack on January 1st and meet with state and local officials. Tonight, the Bidens will attend an interfaith prayer service for peace and healing hosted by the Archdiocese of New Orleans at the city's cathedral. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have filed a federal lawsuit challenging the Biden administration's decision to block their proposed $15 billion deal. The move was the first time a U.S. president blocked a merger between a U.S. and Japanese firm. This is ABC News.
Well, we do have a few issues going on right now. First of all, southbound on 43 to 94 westbound in the Marquette. Got a crash there. We got both shoulders blocked with that. Then we've also got right about at North Avenue on southbound 43, an accident there. That one is off on the right shoulder as well. And then we've got another issue, a couple of broken down vehicles in between there, but we've also got northbound 94 at Hampton. Off on the right shoulder, another crash being worked on. Slow speeds from the zoo all the way through the stadium interchange. Westbound on 94 is going to be slow from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Also seeing backups out of the Mitchell interchange on northbound 4394 around the Plainfield curve, all the way up past the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
I have 29 degrees today, low down to 17 tonight under partly cloudy skies. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, lake effect snow expected to impact portions of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties through the morning. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brenda Johnson saying I-94 is likely the separator from those who will see meaningful snow and those who don't.
Big question is if that band comes inland, how far west does it go? Could we also see some of this higher snowfall reach Cudahy, St. Francis, Oak Creek, really up to the airport in Milwaukee? That's a question. Otherwise, rest of the area, you're not seeing any snow at all.
A winter weather advisory in effect for all 3 counties until 4 this afternoon. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast at 7:40.
Governor Evers is reviving his plan to let voters repeal and create state laws without legislative involvement, this time through the state budget. The mandate would require lawmakers to take up a constitutional amendment allowing voters to petition for ballot proposals to repeal state statutes and create new ones. Wisconsin is one of 24 states that do not provide a way for people to reject or enact statutes outside of the legislative process. The Joint Finance Committee, which is controlled by the Republicans, will spend weeks revising the governor's budget proposals before sending it on to the full Senate and Assembly.
Recent wave of brewery closures leaving Milwaukee with 4 fewer destinations for craft beer in this coming year. At least more than 24 breweries remaining. Did you know President Jimmy Carter actually had a hand in starting the trend? Editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal, Timothy Gibbons, telling Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
So he signed into law the change that basically allowed home brewing. And if you go back to the entire craft brewing industry, it started with Sam Adams, started with some of these companies that came out of home brewing.
Gibbons adds the shutdowns can make it easier for new breweries to pop up with equipment more available and affordable.
Packers will play the Eagles Sunday afternoon at 3:30 in Philadelphia. The playoffs are here despite that terrible loss to the Bears.
From a feel-good standpoint, Sunday's loss was the second consecutive for a Packers team looking to carry momentum into the postseason.
A disappointing loss for sure.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love, the loss and the way it happened led to some blunt and emotional conversation in the locker room following the game.
I don't really think you need a lot of motivation. I think guys are going to be fired up. This is playoffs, we're going home. So if we want to be feeling that, we'll do nothing and we'll just go through the week.
An elbow injury forced Love from the game in the second quarter. Head coach Matt LaFleur is not concerned about his availability for Sunday's game against the Eagles. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:35.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, honoring the former president and honoring Dad.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit mrhollandsheatingandair.com.
107,471. Is that A, the number of minutes spent listening to your kids describe their favorite YouTuber's latest video? B, the combined number of calories you consume during football season? Or C, the number of households left without power during one of the last big winter storms? While A and B may be true, the real answer is C. But this winter, that 6-digit number can be reduced by 1 with your brand new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. Lights stay glowing, Wi-Fi goes on flowing, and your furnace keeps it going. All thanks to your new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Oh, did I mention payments for as low as $99 a month? Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to power through another winter? We can help.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge of your seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Injuries to quarterback Jordan Love and wide receiver Christian Watson will update their status for the playoffs in sports at 7:45.
Former President Jimmy Carter's remains lying reposed today in Atlanta. Tomorrow, the former president will be brought to Washington, D.C. to lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda through Thursday. Thought this was a neat moment. So his son, Chip Carter, spoke at a service that took place in Atlanta over the weekend. And this is one of those moments that reminds you, that every politician or every person also is a dad or a mom. In this case, Chip Carter telling about how he failed in Latin and what his dad did about it.
When I was in the 8th grade, I failed. I brought home at Christmas an F in Latin. I didn't see any reason to learn Latin. Nobody I knew spoke it very much. My father was not pleased. And so the next morning, he came into my room and said, we were on Christmas vacation. He said, you have your Latin book? I said, yes. He said, let me have it. He went to work at Carter's Warehouse. When he came home that night, we spent an hour and a half him teaching me Latin that he had learned from my book that day. He did that every day of Christmas vacation. And the first day of the school year after Christmas, I went to my teacher and asked her if she'd let me take the final over again that she had given us, the midterm test. And she said yes. So after school that day, I took that test, and I made 100. I owed it to my father, who spent that kind of time with me.
Chip Carter talking about his father, Jimmy Carter, the former president. The National Day of Mourning and the funeral in Washington will be Thursday.
This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Right now at Steinhoffels, get a new Tempur-Pedic mattress and save up to $300. Discover the advanced pressure-relieving power of a Tempur-Pedic, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Upgrade your sleep with an adjustable base and save up to $500. Use Steinhoffels 60-month financing and get a queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for just $48 per month. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Should I delay my Social Security benefits or should I start taking them right away? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Your decision can impact your income for the rest of your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we help you create a strategy to maximize your benefits so you can make the most of what you've earned. Social Security is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap. Take the first step today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and get a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Don't leave money on the table. Text SS to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
At 7:41, how's the morning drive, Deb?
Well, I got a couple of issues out there right now. First of all, of course, we've got partially covered slick conditions along the lakefront between the state line and Sheboygan County, so you just be extra careful there. We've got an accident northbound 43 at Hampton. We've got cars on both shoulders there. Then we've got another one on southbound 43 at North Avenue off on the right shoulder. Another one on 43 southbound to westbound 94 in the Marquette. Getting the idea? Right along the lakefront on the 43. There you go. So we got the right shoulder, actually both shoulders blocked on that particular accident. Otherwise, a couple of broken down vehicles here and there, but they are out of traffic. Now, we are definitely seeing some delays. Eastbound 94 is basically cranking on the brakes from the zoo all the way through the stadium. Northbound 4394 is backing up out of the Mitchell all the way up past the KK River. And east and westbound 894 both slowing down between 27th Street and Forest Home. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: lake effect snow showers from Milwaukee down towards Racine and Kenosha. Otherwise, partly cloudy and breezy. 1 to 3 inches of snowfall possible with local higher amounts along and east of I-41-94. It's partly cloudy tonight. Lows dip back into the teens. Partly sunny for Tuesday, high of 26. It's partly cloudy and cold for Wednesday, high of 22. And the sunshine back out on Thursday with highs in the upper 20s. We'll build in some more cloud cover. A slight chance of an evening snow shower on Friday with a high of of 28. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 24 degrees. A lot of Packers news ahead. We do know the game time is set for the Packers and Eagles, 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. Somehow we got a pretty good spot in terms of your television viewing.
You were thinking Saturday afternoon?
Saturday, 3:30, bury it because, well, anyway. Much more ahead. We got Mark Tauscher joining us just before 8 o'clock this morning as well.
A little bit of the lake effect snow. We're seeing more of it starting to accumulate a little bit down south toward Racine and Kenosha counties. But as north as... Where are we at there? The
like
home
Bayview?
bridge there. You're starting to see it in Bayview a little bit as well. So,
City of Milwaukee said they've been working on this for days to get ready.
Yeah, actually, and the county too. We saw the plows parked and ready to go overnight as they were waiting for the snow to fall. So anyway, we're keeping an eye on that. Meanwhile, Vince, the Common Council, the Public Works Committee, is going to meet to discuss the city's ability to clear snow on Wednesday. So this after issues in December. Remember we had that snowfall like a week before Christmas or like 5 days before Christmas. We had that.
It wasn't that much.
And it was a struggle to clear in some spots. And it was so bad that this made the news when Alderman Peter Bergelis sent out a statement. In his statement, he said, if we can't handle 4 inches of snow now, what's going to happen later this winter? We are effed. But he didn't say effed. So he was on Wisconsin's Midday News. He claims that it was a draft of a press release. It wasn't supposed to go out.
My constituents were frustrated, and that emotion translated to me being frustrated. And when I wrote my first draft, I wrote it to be real. Unfortunately, after we circulated it to other alders, added a couple names to the press release, the staffer just hit the wrong version and sent that one out. We quickly realized what had happened and sent out the right version.
You buying that?
I don't know, man. Just own it. Everybody, it's not like
wrong.
folks weren't on your side, right?
So that's happening Wednesday, but what they're going to discuss is reimbursement, like the feasibility of refunding snowplow fees for residents who don't get adequate snow removal. And that seems like a fascinating idea. I just don't know how you would.
Yeah.
How do you define adequacy, right?
And what is the mechanism that you create for those refunds? Are they credits on your next year's taxes?
Right.
This, that, or the other? I don't know. I mean, I see where he's at in spirit. That sounds like something somebody says that has no realistic hopes of it actually happening.
And we'll discuss it on Wednesday.
7:45. Sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage, MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity. Payload is big. All the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new. Safe and sound program. Right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Eagles on Sunday. Kickoff set for 3:30 in the NFL playoffs. Not only did we lose to the Bears 24-22 in the regular season finale, not only do the Packers go into the playoffs 1-5 in the NFC North Division, but quarterback Jordan Love got banged up and wide receiver Christian Watson, he may be done. ESPN's Jason Wilde suggesting he likely tore his ACL. We expect to learn more today. Upsetting as it all may be, the Packers locker room talking about starting fresh this week. Quarterback Jordan Love.
Everything that we want is still out in front of us. The Super Bowl still out in front of us. We got to go win games and win in advance, but we kind of can control our destiny. We just got to be great.
Just got to be great. Do you recall a time recently that this team felt great to you?
No, but,
Right.
but maybe that moment comes now.
He does make a point. He's like, we control our own destiny. You talk about that a lot for teams trying to make the playoffs.
Right.
Well, do we need help to win? Or yes, in the playoffs, you're in. So you win and you keep going. There is that.
Yep.
Packers and Eagles in Philly again. That's a 3:30 kick Sunday.
As far as the Vikings and Lions, That didn't happen for the Minnesota Crew. They fall to the Lions 31-9 on Sunday Night Football. So that means Detroit's your 1 seed, which means they get a bye, they play at home, and if the Packers were to win on Sunday, they would then go to Motown and take on the Lions.
Tough road. I kind of like how that one turned out, though. If I had to pick one or the other to have success, I would pick the Lions over the Vikings.
Vikings now head west. They'll play the Rams in L.A. on Monday Night Football. In New York.
Shotgun for Rodgers. Brees Hall in motion. He's back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Sidearms one over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Tyler Conklin. And that is career touchdown pass number 500.
Yes, Rodgers with actually 503 through 4 on Sunday as the Jets beat the Dolphins. On Fox afterward, he talked to Pam Oliver about his future.
I'm not going to hold anybody up. I'm going to have conversations tomorrow with everybody here with the Jets and see what they're thinking, and then make a decision before it gets too late in the offseason.
Whatever you do, all the best.
I love you, Pam.
Love you back.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. They love each other, apparently.
I love.
All right. Bucks and Raptors tonight. The Bucks look to snap their 2-game skid. It's a 6:30 tip on WTMJ Radio. Our coverage starts at 6. In college basketball, Wisconsin and Rutgers tonight. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Mark Tauscher joins us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, Wayne, shopping for a new door?
I sure am.
This fiberglass door is really strong. We love ours. Do you need something more dependable?
Yes, something that's durable, dent resistant, knows how to take a hit, and is going to last for years.
We're still talking about the door, right?
Oh, yeah, right, of course.
Wayne Larrabee and Jeff Levering shopping together at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? What could happen next? How about 0% interest for up to 3 years? Or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months? I'm Gina Della from Pella. This incredible offer from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is only available until February 29th, so hurry. We offer a wide range of window and door styles to perfectly match your home's unique design. Start customizing today with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. Only at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details on lines 2/29/24.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
At 7:51, let's get an update on the roads. Debbie, some parts in the far southeast corner of the state have some snow to deal with.
Yeah, they do. We've got pretty kind of a mess out there right now. Northbound 94 at the ramp from Highway C in Kenosha County. The left lane is blocked with a crash. Then we've got southbound on 94 just past Highway C again in Racine County. This one's got the right shoulder blocked with a crash. Now, Milwaukee County, it's a bit of a mess what we've got going on here. First of all, on northbound 43 at Hampton, we've got the shoulders blocked with a crash there. Another one southbound on the ramp from North Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked there. Then right near the Marquette, we've got on the ramp from eastbound to northbound in the Marquette, crash there. Looks like they may have to close off a lane. Southbound to westbound in the Marquette, we've got the shoulders blocked with a crash there as well. And then we've got, there's like 3 in the same vicinity. So just be extra careful through there. We've also got a couple of broken down vehicles on 94 eastbound at 26th Street, westbound at 28th. We've got the left lane blocked with a crash there. And then we've also got one on 894 eastbound at Loomis. The right lane is blocked with a crash there. All of these, obviously, you're going to find delays with them. One more crash, 41 northbound at Main Street. The left shoulder is blocked as well. So you can imagine we got nasty conditions out there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Winter weather advisory in effect for today as we deal with the issues on the roadways and this lake effect snow. It's more to the south. Milwaukee could see a little bit as well as it heads up to the north there. So, yeah, keeping an eye on the lake effect stuff. A high of 29. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 17. Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 26. Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
The expectations can be a big burden, and we've seen that when we've been the 1 seed and kind of the prohibitive favorite.
Innovator.
Now you're going to be at best 6, and everything's going to have to be on the road, and there's something freeing about that.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
But I still think this team has the talent and can get things done and can find a way to beat anybody one time.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin as well. Tausch, I feel like we talked about, okay, either you're going to sit your guys and you're going to treat this game as if there's nothing on the line and whatever, or you're going to go all in and try to win the game. And I feel like we sort of hedged. We kind of did a little of both.
We did. So if you remember a couple of years ago, we had wrapped up the 1 seed, and we knew we were going to be playing divisional round, and we went up to Detroit, ironically. And I think Aaron Rodgers, we're going to play the first half. And then we're going to let things go. And they got a lead, and obviously Detroit came back and won. I thought that's what the plan was going to be yesterday, and I think that was ideally the plan. But when you have that plan, it's let's start fast, let's execute, and let's feel good about what we're doing, and then we're going to get off the field, stay healthy. So obviously yesterday was the worst-case scenario in all regards. Jordan Love busts his hand up. Christian Watson looks like he has a serious injury, and you don't even find a way to beat the Chicago Bears, and you were going to beat them. So, yeah, it is one of those questions I think you look back and say, can you ever be half pregnant? Can you be half in? And the answer is no. You have to commit. And if you commit to the first half, all right, guys, here's what we're doing. And I don't know if I think it was more of we're committed to win this game, and we're committed to going and feeling good, because there was a good chance, a really good chance, had we won, we could have been a 6 seed because Washington was down late to Dallas. So I kind of understood the whole it just didn't work out, and I think part of it is you have to understand the scenario and the player's mindset. It was probably a very tough hill to climb to get the full buy-in from everybody when everybody is looking at the playoffs and understanding you're not getting a home game, you're going to be going on the road, and you're playing a team you should beat. And I think that all got mashed up yesterday. And when that happens, you have an indecisive kind of approach. And when you have any type of indecisiveness in this league, you get your blank beat.
There's something to be said, though, for getting punched in the face before the games count, though, right? I seem to remember an 11-year-old kid that lives at my house, and semifinal indoor soccer game, they rolled one easy. Then they were playing a simple, easy team. Then they went to the championship and just got handed to them because all of a sudden they're playing someone for real. In this case, right, isn't there something to be said for, okay, hey, let's focus now. Now you got to actually play. You didn't just roll over Chicago, so let's pay attention now.
I think that's the hope, but I mean you're kind of grasping at straws there, but that is where you're at, and yes. I think Matt LaFleur is going to be kind of going with that same approach, and listening to his post-game stuff last night where it's a new season. You say that either way, Because once yesterday is over, you're done. And even with a bitter, disappointing loss the way it played out, you still have to learn lessons from that. So I think the talking points all week is going to be new season. We have an opportunity to do something great. Yes, what happened yesterday, like when we were doing the postgame show last night, the fans were disappointed, but I'm telling you, by the end of today, nobody's going to remember what happened on Sunday outside of, is Jordan Love going to be healthy to play? That's it. Everything else, you're moving forward. So that is going to be the narrative, guys, and it's going to be up to these guys whether or not they can play better, execute, and be a better team than what we saw yesterday. Because if what we saw yesterday is going to be on the field in Philadelphia on Sunday afternoon at all, it's going to be Rap City in vacation time next week. That's not going to be good enough.
In Philly, what are they thinking this week, Tausch? Because I know, were the roles reversed, I would be classically nervous. Like, well, I know we're playing great and they're playing terrible, but I
think there's going to be a lot of you rested a lot of guys, but there's always that battle of rest versus rust, and it's not 1 week. When it comes to their starting quarterback, this is going to be the big storyline for me outside of Jordan from the Packers standpoint. Jalen Hurts is going to be about a month out from playing a game. That is not an easy thing to do, especially if you're going to get any kind of a shootout or whatever. If it's going to look like the game in Brazil, there's some stuff for Packer fans to be very optimistic about. I know that sounds crazy after you got punched in the mouth by the Bears yesterday, but I think there's some things to be optimistic about.
I choose optimism then this week.
Yes.
We only got 6 days.
You have a choice, guys. Hey, it's a new year. Why would we start the new year thinking pessimistically? We can wait a week, and then Monday, if things go south, then we can be pessimistic. We at least get through a week of the new year.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Good plan for the week. Thanks, Tausch.
Got it.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Like many southeast Wisconsin manufacturers, Capco Metal Stamping in Grafton shuts down over the holidays, impacting 550 employees. The company does not provide pay during the period, citing a slowdown with customers. Plans proceed for hundreds of apartments on the former Wisconsin International Academy property, 118th and Blue Mound in Wauwatosa. The Tosa Lofts project is being developed by Johnny Vasallo and Cobalt Partners. Common Ground Healthcare receives regulatory approval for a merger with CareSource of Ohio. Common Ground keeps its offices in Brookfield, and CEO Kathy Mahaffey. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready now, go cat, go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the Building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here. Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
The Bucks travel up north to freeze the Toronto Raptors in their tracks.
Middleton fires up a three and he hits it. Cuts that deficit in half.
Our coverage begins tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 8:02, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, January 6th, our top story, a snowy mess across the country and just a sliver along Lake Michigan.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a lawsuit against the president.
I'm Debbie Loziga, and that sliver is enough to cause some big issues on the road. Eastbound on 94 to northbound 43 in the Marquette is closed right now, that ramp, because of a crash. A few other ones that we have to deal with now. Southbound on 43 at Silver Spring off on the right shoulder. Another one at northbound at Hampton Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked. Another one at southbound 43 at North Avenue off on the right shoulder. And we also have a crash on southbound 43 to westbound 94. This one has the shoulders blocked. Another one on 894 eastbound at Loomis. That has the right lane blocked. And a couple of other issues. We've got an accident on westbound 94 at 28th Street. That one's got the left lane blocked. Bunch of broken down vehicles around the area as well. Just watch yourself. That lake effect stuff is no joke. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
That being said, it's not that much snow, particularly in the Milwaukee metro. We'll get you some totals here in a moment. A high of 29 degrees today, partly cloudy, low down to 17 tonight. We're at 25 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Lakeshore communities in and south of Milwaukee expected to see these bands of snow through the morning today. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson reporting that while Milwaukee County is part of this winter weather advisory, doesn't mean the whole county is going to get a whole bunch of snow.
I want to highlight here, even though all of Milwaukee County is in that winter weather advisory, there's a good chance areas northwest of the city don't see any snow at all. We'll hold on to that chance of lake effect snow through about noon and even into the early afternoon, and then that snow band starts to head back out over Lake Michigan.
So the winter weather advisory for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties till 4 this afternoon.
As a monster winter storm is bearing down on the East Coast today, including Washington, D.C., hundreds of flights have already been affected so far. ABC's Gio Benitez.
More than 1,300 flights canceled and more than 8,500 delayed in and out of the U.S.
They just cancel it. They just say, hey, your flight's canceled.
My first 2 flights I had to cancel, so this is my third.
Southwest Airlines with the most cancellations today at nearly 300. American Airlines closely following with nearly 200 flight cancellations.
We'll get you your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 8:11.
Wisconsin voters could have more say on state laws.
Governor Tony Evers is proposing a plan giving Wisconsinites a way to directly introduce and vote on new laws and constitutional amendments, or repeal current state laws. In a system similar to several other states, residents could submit a petition to the Wisconsin Election Commission. If they gather enough signatures, the issue would appear on a subsequent ballot, bypassing the state legislature. Evers plans to attach the proposal to his 2025 biennial budget. David Ozadie-Scott, WTMJ News.
Congress meets today to count the Electoral College votes and to affirm President-elect Donald Trump's victory. It comes with the snow falling, and the fate of some of those accused of storming the Capitol 4 years ago on this day remains unclear. Many waiting to see if Trump pardons at least some of them, even as these new cases are still being brought.
Former President Jimmy Carter's flag-draped casket is now at the Carter Center in Atlanta as mourners come to visit. News Nation's Xavier Walton reports.
President Carter will lie in repose until tomorrow. Then he and his family later travel to Washington, D.C. for several days of memorials. On Thursday, his funeral will take place at the Washington National Cathedral. Then on Friday, Carter will be buried in a private graveside service.
President Biden declared January 9th as our National Day of Mourning for the late president. The current president plans to deliver the eulogy for his longtime friend.
Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel are filing lawsuits in a bid to keep their $15 billion merger alive 3 days after President Biden blocked the deal.
Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel filed a pair of federal lawsuits in the D.C. Court of Appeals. The two claim President Biden and his Committee on Foreign Investment violated their constitutional rights to due process and that the president blocked the merger for purely political reasons. The pair also sued Cleveland Cliffs and the president of the United Steelworkers Union in the Western District of Pennsylvania, claiming they illegally acted to ensure that Cliffs would be the only company able to acquire U.S. Steel. Brian Clark, ABC News.
A visit to politically turbulent South Korea by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken that did not go unnoticed by Pyongyang. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
North Korea fired a missile as Blinken was in South Korea, warning that Pyongyang is cooperating with Russia more closely than ever.
We condemn the DPRK's missile launch just today, yet another violation of multiple
UN Security Council resolutions.
The North Korean missile fell into the sea after flying nearly 700 miles. Blinken said it was a reminder of just how important the relationship is between the U.S. and its allies in the region.
Secretary Blinken said in response to North Korea assisting Russia in Ukraine, Moscow may now recognize Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program.
Coming up, okay, now the games count.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that we're into the holiday season, it's time to celebrate with new lights and ceiling fans. And our huge award-winning showroom displays hundreds of the best quality lights and fans. There's not a brand we can't get, and our prices are the lowest, even lower than online. I guarantee it. And our knowledgeable staff is always here to assist you in making the right choices. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including antiques, collectibles, fun for the kids, and our famous free popcorn. We are open Monday through Saturday and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:09.
Philadelphia Eagles now await the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs after our 24-22 loss on Sunday to the Bears.
The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season.
Fox Sports on the call. That game winner for Cairo Santos came less than a minute after Brandon McManus gave the Packers the lead with a 55-yard field goal with under a minute to play.
Certainly didn't want to go into the playoffs like this.
Matt LaFleur's Packers enter the postseason having dropped back-to-back games. As the number 7 seed in the NFC, the Packers will begin the postseason in Philadelphia against an Eagles team that beat Green Bay in Week 1 in Brazil.
It's not an easy environment to play, but, we had a hell of a game with them Week 1. We just got to get back at the drawing board and approach the week and, like I said, flush this game as quickly as possible and move on.
Sunday's game, a 3:30 kick from Lincoln Financial Field. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Packers likely will be without wide receiver Christian Watson, who suffered a knee injury in the second quarter.
A valiant run by Miss Wisconsin comes up short in Orlando.
Beaver Dam's Mandy Gennard finished in the top 11 of the 2025 Miss America pageant. The 22-year-old used her random interview prompt of healthcare to address her Connecting Lives Adoption Resources initiative, which Gennard says hits close to home.
I want to pursue my lifelong advocacy as a family law attorney specializing in the adoption process so that I can advocate for those like my niece to ensure that they are receiving the resources that they need.
Ultimately, Miss Alabama Abby Stockard was crowned 2025 Miss America. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:10.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Does hosting for the holidays make you realize you need a home remodel? As a family-owned and operated business for over 40 years, J&J Contractors knows the importance of family gathering. Let them customize the perfect kitchen, luxurious bathroom, or a finished lower level for all your entertaining needs. Turn your house into the home of your dreams with J&J Contractors. Schedule your free consultation today. Just Google J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Fox & Hound's gift cards make wonderful year-round gifts as everyone loves a free dinner. Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card for free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's a great place. It's the famous Fox & Hounds.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 8:12. What a mess and not that much snow, Deb.
Yeah, I know.
What is happening?
I think it might be just the road conditions being slippery themselves. Maybe not that much
25 degrees,
snow.
right? Not a great temperature.
Yeah.
If there's any bit of precipitation.
Yeah, any kind, like even just misty stuff is just leaky. So here we go. Here's the rundown what we've got. Mostly on 43. First of all, southbound at Silver Spring. Got an accident off on the right shoulder there. Another one on southbound. Make that northbound on 43 at Hampton, off on the right shoulder. Then we have southbound at North Avenue with the right shoulder blocked. And we've got actually two of them, count them, two in that area. And we've got a couple of issues, well, not to bury the lead, but we do have a closure of the ramp from eastbound 94 to northbound 43 in the Marquette is closed because of a crash in the Marquette. And then we've got two more on the ramp, well, actually one more on the ramp from southbound to westbound with both shoulders blocked. So we've got a couple of issues through that area. We've got one more 94 westbound at 28th Street. The left lane's blocked with that one. And then we've also got an accident on 894 eastbound right at Loomis. The right lane is blocked with that. As you can imagine, we've got slow speeds pretty much everywhere, so you do want to be extra careful, especially along the lakefront. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Some of this due to that lake effect snow. 1 to 3 inches of snow possible in southern Milwaukee County. Again, right hugging the lake shore. 3 to 6 inches possible in Racine and Kenosha counties, largely east of I-94. Tonight's low down to 17 degrees and partly sunny skies on Tuesday with a high of 26. Right now, Milwaukee at 25.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
At 8:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News, we'll keep an eye on lake effect snow. Looks like Caledonia, Racine, a couple of points south of there, still getting some of this. And the thing with the lake effect is it starts over the lake. It's kind of unpredictable. You don't know how much of it is going to come ashore and how deep into the state it would go.
Right.
But largely seems like something that's going to be east of the freeway today.
You know where it's not snowing? Las Vegas.
No.
CES is
Now that would be a
underway.
story.
Kicks off this week, the annual trade show of all things tech in Las Vegas. This is always pretty cool. There's all kinds of cool gadgetry. There's fascinating, futuristic-looking things that come about on transportation, healthcare, et cetera, et cetera. Artificial intelligence, of course, is going to be the talk of CES this year. Joining us on Wisconsin's Morning News is spokesperson Allison Freed from the trade show. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Excellent. So obviously everything kicks off tomorrow, but I assume it's ramping up already.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is a live action scene as, you know, we're trying to build this city inside. We've got about 24 hours until the show floor opens. It will start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We've got about 2,400 exhibitors coming to Las Vegas, the most powerful tech event in the world. And while we're still waiting for the sun to rise over here, I do think it's supposed to be 60 degrees today. So I don't want to, rub that in y'all's face, but just so you know, 60 and sunny.
So, Allison, the Consumer Electronics Show, this isn't just for tech wonks and such. I mean, why it's attractive to me as a story is we do hear about multiple things out of this show each and every year that actually affect our lives. What do you know ahead of time what the big things are going to be, what's going to hit, or does it take a few days for folks to hit the convention floor and you have to see what bubbles up?
Yeah, so these next yesterday and today will be really big days for us. Today is known as Media Days, and there's a huge series of press conferences happening today, and so we're going to see a lot of announcements coming from some of the bigger companies on the show floor today. But CES is so magical because we've got, Fortune 100, Fortune 500, huge companies here, down to the little mom and pop companies. We've got 1,400 startups on the show floor. And while we don't know exact product announcements yet for the year, we know general themes and where the industry is headed. And so you touched on it before, AI is going to be huge. People keep asking me, where's AI? Where can I go to see AI on the show floor? And the answer is everywhere. We've got about 2.4 million net square feet of space, and AI is everywhere you look. It's going to be ever present. The mobility story is huge. I'm in West Hall, which is our home to mobility. We're seeing a lot in the way of electric vehicles, autonomous driving. We've got the Indy Autonomous Challenge, which will have up to 4 literal Indy light race cars out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, all powered by AI drivers. And they're passing each other. They're going up to 190 miles per hour. And the whole idea is to test these AI drivers and sensors and LiDAR in these very high-intensity situations. And then the trickle-down effect happens, in the cars that you and I will be driving or not driving on the road in years to come. But sustainability, another huge theme, and then digital health is all happening over at the Venetian, which is one of our other venues, and that's a big, big area for the show. Because like you said, it's not just about gadgets. CES and the technology industry as a whole is about how we are improving human lives and solving a lot of everyday problems and challenges.
CES kicks off tomorrow officially in Las Vegas. Joining us from Vegas is Allison Freed on Wisconsin's Morning News. So who goes to this show? Who are the attendees? Is it people in the industry? Is it people like Vince and I? Like, who goes to look at it?
Well, we would love to have you guys out here, so let's make it happen one of these years. 60 degrees again. I'm just going to keep saying it. But it is a business-only event, so you do have to be a credentialed member of the technology industry or of the media. We have about 5,000 members of the media that come to the show because it is about consumer technology, consumer electronics, consumer technology. And so the media is how the general public finds out about the latest and greatest launches and announcements that are going to be coming. So it's a business-only event, but we've got, retailers, buyers, I said the startup scene. It's a big VC area. There's a lot of investment happening here, and it is a business show. The average attendee has 29 meetings while on site. We've got 1,000 speakers, 250 different conference sessions. So while it's so fun to kind of see the glitz and the glam and the products coming out, you have to know on site it is business. It is people working to solve problems, to come up with solutions, to talk about how we are going to, address big global challenges through technology.
Given the breadth of things that are available and that you can see that you identified, Allison, I mean, generally speaking, are some of the things that folks are going to see this week going to be a part of our lives this year or next? Or is this more like concept cars at the auto show where you're like, well, maybe in 20 years this will happen?
Well, it is funny. So this is my 19th CES. And I love kind of looking back and saying, what made it to market, what didn't make it to market. But a lot of this is coming to market this year and or next year, in terms of, can we buy it today? But there is a lot of big thinking, too. We do see concepts. We do hear what does 5 years look like from now? What does 10 years look like from now? Because manufacturers and retail, everyone needs to plan for it. So I would definitely say the full spectrum. There's a lot that's available right now or this year, launching tomorrow, to be on store shelves, but a lot of conceptual talk and conversation as well.
Really looking forward to one day teleporting to Las Vegas for CES. It'll happen at some point.
It'll happen.
Maybe in 20 years, Vince. Allison Freed joins us from CES. Thank you so much, Allison. Have a great week.
Thank you, guys. You too. So nice chatting.
Allison Freed from the CES in Las Vegas, the annual trade show of all things tech.
Yeah, I want to know, what am I buying next year that's coming out of this show?
Yeah, sounds like...
And some of it's components in things. Right, so you're a smaller company that's developed this adaptation for AI, et cetera, and then a big company like a Microsoft or somebody goes there and sees hey, let's work with these folks and do their thing.
The Journal Sentinel had a story last week about Brunswick, the owner of Mercury Marine there based in Fond du Lac, and one of the things they're unveiling this week is AI for parking a boat on a dock. which
Oh, man.
anyone who's ever tried to do
family
that.
fights that could prevent. Oh, back it up. Just give me a no. Let's stop.
Apparently, it's voice activated where the AI can talk to you and maybe not yell at
Swear
you.
at you. Right. Just to really replicate the experience.
Right.
8:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, Debbie, give you some room here because you got a lot to talk about.
Let the games begin. Okay, here we go. We've got the closure. First of all, eastbound 94 to northbound in the Marquette. Closed because of a crash. Then we got the southbound side. Had a crash that was on 43 southbound to westbound. Looks like they may have gotten that one taken care of. But still, headaches abound. We got southbound 43 at Silver Spring, broken down vehicle there. We got northbound 43 at Hampton, right shoulder blocked with a crash. We've also got a couple of issues right around North Avenue. Southbound 43 at the ramp from North Avenue, right shoulder blocked there. Then we've also got another one just past that. And then we've got one on, westbound 94. Right at the ramp from 28th Street. The left lane is blocked with that one. Had an earlier one on 894 eastbound right about at Loomis. That one still has the right lane blocked, so they're dealing with that. Slippery conditions all over, and from what I can see on some of those cameras, they've got a sheen of ice over the cameras. So that is going to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. Northbound 41 goes all the way out that far west. Yeah, we've got an accident at Main Street. Left lane is blocked with that. And all along the lakefront, just be extra careful. A couple of accidents right around Highway C in Kenosha County still being worked on northbound 94. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Dinosaurs on the basketball court?
How fast are they? Well, we clocked the T-Rex to 32 miles an hour.
You T-Rex?
Mm-hmm.
You said you've got a T-Rex?
Uh-huh. Say again. We have a T-Rex.
Short arms aren't really an advantage in this sport.
On the dribble, LeBron takes off, blocked by Giannis at the rim.
The Bucks head up north to take on the Raptors.
Lillard, open three.
Perfect.
Got it.
Our Bucks Radio Game Day coverage starts tonight at 6. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee with another happy family. Custom designing a new closet space with my friends Katie and Dan. Can do a lot more than just provide additional storage. Listen to this local mom. She worked with Inspired Closets on her daughter's room. Custom drawers, built-in jewelry box. They even got rid of her daughter's old dresser. And then best of all, here's what she writes. They took our daughter's small closet and turned it into a little girl's dream come true. Family was so impressed. They've now done multiple projects with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Closet, pantry, garage, any space in your house that needs to function better. That gives you anxiety. You know, it's the spot where stuff collects and it's always a mess. Well, Katie and Dan and their team will listen to your needs and they work with you to custom design solutions. Brighten your home and your family life. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@wtmj.com. john.mercure@wtmj.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @wtmj.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Elizabeth and John bought their starter home 8 years ago, BC, as in before children. Now, with 2 elementary school-age kids, they wanted to make a move to the suburbs for a bigger home with more yard. But they didn't know if or how they could buy their next home without selling their current one. Fortunately, a friend who was a multi-time AccuNet client connected them with us, and we soon determined they could, in fact, afford to buy without selling first, which was a big relief to them and their real estate agent. Armed with an AccuNet rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval, it still took several weeks to find the right home for the next chapter in their life. But I'm happy to report that Elizabeth, John, and their boys opened their presents on Christmas morning in their new home after closing just a few days before. Whether you're buying your first home or your next home, go with the pros who have all the tools and know-how to make your home buying experience as smooth and successful as humanly possible. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
But a lot can change when someone new moves into the neighborhood.
A new neighbor invited Michael Ziegler and his family to dinner served on the floor. It gave Michael a new perspective on how things changed when Jesus moved into our neighborhood to dwell among us and invite us to his heavenly banquet. Hear Dr. Ziegler's message this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Things will be different in our nation's capital today. Joint session of Congress convenes later this morning to officially receive the results of the 2024 election.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
So what will be different? One is simply a clarification of the procedure, which was largely regarded as ceremonial prior to the events of 4 years ago on this day. We never even really paid that much attention. It was a footnote. More on that in a moment. First, what else is different? Big security surrounding lawmakers and the Capitol building itself today in Washington.
For the first time, January 6th has been designated a national special security event at the request of D.C.'s mayor after the violent attack on the Capitol 4 years ago. That means that Secret Service has been planning for months, bringing in more resources to guard the Capitol for the counting of the Electoral College votes. So far, no groups have announced plans to protest, and the Capitol Police have made significant changes in the last few years, too.
It's ABC News correspondent Mary Alice Parks. Then President Trump 4 years ago encouraged the then Vice President, Mike Pence, who was presiding over the certification, to find a way to overturn the results of the election, to perhaps accept these alternate slates of electors that we talked about, including here in Wisconsin. Right? Could a state give you a different slate of electors, and the Vice President could accept that? There were challenges coming from the House that were to be heard as well. Then VP Pence said he did not believe that it was in his constitutional authority to do anything more than count the votes. And just to be sure, lawmakers did address that now with additional legislation since.
The Electoral Count Reform Act was passed by Congress to kind of make it harder for individual members of Congress to challenge the results and to make clear that the role of the vice president is purely ministerial, that there's no judgment involved. That means that Vice President Harris herself is the one that has to certify the election results for her rival, for former President and now President-elect Donald Trump.
That's ABC's political director, Rick Klein. So joint session set to convene at 11 o'clock our time. All this, meanwhile, in the midst of a winter storm.
Right. Yeah, they've seen several inches already, and more is expected to come down in that area.
Yeah, think maybe up to a foot in the D.C. metro midsection stretch from Kansas to the East Coast is dealing with some sort of pretty bad winter weather. Washington, D.C. area, again, a focus because of the importance of what's supposed to happen today, according to the Constitution. Metro PD Chief Pamela Smith, well aware that lawmakers need to get to the office and to the Capitol today.
We've been preparing for preparations for the snow. We've been watching the news, the polar vortex, as we know that it was coming in this direction. And so we've been planning appropriately.
And kind of telling everybody else in D.C. to stay home if you could.
Yes. Yeah, they even said that. Like, if you don't have to go anywhere, don't.
Help us get these lawmakers in place at the Capitol. A joint session of Congress set to gavel in later today. It's 8:30 now on Wisconsin's Morning News.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. And right now they're offering a curriculum-based class similar to a day program to the public for those with early to mid-memory loss. It's a great time to think about this during the holiday season. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Locations throughout Wisconsin, right here in the Milwaukee area, AzuraLiving.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
8:33, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, January 6th, our top story, watching the roads as lake effect bans move through southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Yeah, things are nasty out there. We do still have this closure on the ramp from eastbound 94 to northbound 43 in the Marquette. Big delay stretching all the way back to 84th Street, obviously, with that. We had that earlier accident around 28th Street on westbound 94. That's been cleared, but we do still have some other issues. Right around North Avenue, 2 accidents on either shoulder there. We've also got an accident on northbound 43 at Hampton off on the right shoulder. More disabled vehicles, spin-outs and things like that all over the place. And 894 eastbound, that earlier accident at Loomis has been cleared. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
As for the lake effect snow, again, we're talking about east of I-94 for the most part in southern Milwaukee, in Racine, and in Kenosha County. Southern Milwaukee County, 1 to 3 inches of total accumulation possible, 3 to 6 near the lakefront south of the city. High of 29 degrees today, low down to 17. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, more on that lake effect from Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
Big question is if that band comes inland, how far west does it go? Could we also see some of this higher snowfall reach Cudahy, St. Francis, Oak Creek, really up to the airport in Milwaukee? That's a question. Otherwise, rest of the area, you're not seeing any snow at all.
Winter weather advisory in effect for those 3 counties until 4 this afternoon.
Voters in Wisconsin could have more input at the ballot box. Governor Evers is introducing a plan as part of a state budget proposal that would give voters a direct say on new laws and constitutional amendments at the ballot box, bypassing the state legislature. Under Evers' plan, residents could submit petitions to the Wisconsin Elections Commission. With enough signatures, a referendum would show up on the next ballot, a system similar to several other states. Evers plans to deliver a state budget draft to the legislature in February.
Thousands paying their respects to the nation's 39th president in Georgia.
I'm Jim Crisula in Atlanta. Despite off and on cold, windy rain, people including D.J. Bennett continue to come to the Carter Presidential Center as the body of former President Jimmy Carter lies in repose.
He did a lot diplomatic work. He did a lot for humanity. I think his legacy as a real kind, gentle man would stand.
Mr. Carter's body will be flown with his large extended family to Washington, D.C. tomorrow ahead of an official state funeral at the National Cathedral Thursday. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Atlanta.
A fake parking ticket scam is circulating in Milwaukee. Wisconsin consumer protections expert Michelle Reinen tells WTMJ that criminals are sending out texts and emails that lead to a city website that looks legitimate.
That's one way they're reaching out. The other is pretending that you failed to appear for jury duty. There's a warrant out for your arrest, or you owe an unpaid fine, like that parking ticket.
Reinen says, do not reply to or follow links or call numbers in those messages. Always contact agencies directly with their listed non-emergency numbers or email.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Off the opening bell, the Dow is up 147 points to 42,879. The S&P 500 at 5994, that is up 51 points. And the NASDAQ climbing 270 to 19,892. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guess what? I was right. My hearing's not great. Went for a hearing test at Vita Hearing Care. They're gentle. They're smart. They walked me through everything. I've got hearing loss. My wife, Michelle, was there, and guess what? They're going to help me. They're a local family-owned company with 2 locations in Mount Pleasant and Waterford. The test was easy. My life's going to be better. You should get tested if you think you might need it or have a loved one. That's VitaHearingCare.com, V-I-T-A, Vita, the teams I trust. Jeff and Cynthia and their compassionate teams will help you like they're helping me. That's Vita.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your 4th quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
To the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night. If you're watching on CBS, hello. If you're watching on Paramount Plus, you have 6 days left to cancel your free trial.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Golden Globes were Sunday night. Nikki Glaser becoming the first woman ever to host the Golden Globes solo.
You know, I'm in a room full of producers at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and this time all of my clothes are on. So, yeah. It was worth it.
It's good. I thought her opening monologue, about 10 minutes long. Thought she did well. She hit on everyone a little bit.
You're all so famous, so talented, so powerful. I mean, you could really do anything. I mean, except tell the country who to vote for. But it's okay. You'll get them next time.
So you mentioned Wicked. So Wicked was up for what? Four Golden Globes. Yeah. And we wondered last week if they were going to get the old Barbie treatment. You know, Barbie, everyone's talking about Barbie. And then overall, the season's awards of last year, Barbie didn't roll over and win everything.
Didn't win much.
I mean, they won a few things, but yeah. So was the same thing going to happen to Wicked? Well, they did win one award last night for cinematic and box office achievement. So for selling a lot of tickets, they won a Golden Globe.
Yeah, the name of that award could read the movie everybody actually loved and went to see.
So director John Chu spoke when they won that Golden Globe. I think he tried a little bit too hard. Here's his
Maybe we're a little bit alphaba inside of us. That maybe that we have that courage and that strength to not give up, but to rise up and take the road off the yellow brick road and maybe discover we can fly.
Okay, all right.
Actually, one time I actually would have preferred him to just thank everybody and say a bunch of names I don't know.
The night belonged to Emilia Perez. The Spanish-language musical was big winner, taking home 4 awards, including Best Motion Picture for Musical or Comedy. The Brutalist won 3 awards. Even Adrian Brody also walking home for one for The Brutalist. So I'll give you 2 more sound bites here. Here's Colin Farrell, who won a Golden Globe for his role as the Penguin on the HBO TV series The Penguin. It's the whole Batman. My favorite part is at the end. He even wanted to thank Craft Services, which cater the studios.
Carolina, on those cold winter nights in New York where I was the only one overheating, she'd be there with a coconut water every half an hour calling you, Carolina, God bless you. She kept the whole crew going. She's Craft Service. See it.
So that made his day.
I guess.
Having a Coke every half hour. Kieran Culkin, he also won a Golden Globe and apparently been drinking.
My wife and I did a shot of tequila with Mario Lopez. Definitely feeling that. The whole speech is gone. Rip it, Kieran. You're doing fine. I love the Golden Globes.
And there you have it. The Golden Globes are now behind us and the award season officially here.
Can't believe he was serious. One shot of tequila did him in. What kind of tequila?
Now everyone can hold
stuff. 8:41 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie Lazica now with a mess on the roads. Didn't see this coming, Deb, because we just didn't get that much snow, but it's this glaze and sort of icing over that's causing problems.
Exactly. So you do want to be extra careful as you're driving through no matter where you are, especially along the lakefront, though. We do have southbound 94 right at Highway C in Kenosha County. The right lane is blocked with a crash there. We've got the ramp from eastbound 94 to northbound 43 closed because of a crash in the Marquette. We got a couple of issues on southbound 43, right about at North Avenue. Right shoulder blocked with a crash. Another one looks like it's actually two of them right along the right shoulder. Luckily, there's some barrels there, so they are behind the barrels. Should be able to get past it, but we do have delays. Everybody's slowing down, of course. We've got southbound 43 at Silver Spring, broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder there. Northbound at Hampton, they're still working on an accident at that point as well. Slow speeds no matter where you go, obviously, so just be extra careful. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
David Nason here, your trusted Fix-It-Show guy, here to give you some essential home maintenance advice. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, cracks in your basement, it's time to call the experts I trust at Accurate Basement Repair. They've fixed many of our listeners' basements, and the results were fantastic. Dry, secure, and peace of mind restored. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. Call them today.
Thanks, David. Accurate Basement Repair. We're not just good, we're accurate.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are joined by MJ's former teammate, Dr. Lloyd Walton. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
By now, you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
8:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I didn't come up with anything. I don't even know what I'm going to say.
Well, you have to.
Go ahead, do it.
Okay.
Didn't enjoy that. That just came to head. Like, I'm trying to go back to the last time I, like, gate to gate enjoyed watching a Packers game. Certainly wasn't the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a strange year.
Yeah.
The Saints game.
Enjoyed that, I suppose.
I mean, you could go with now they count.
All right, I see you working there. I see what's happened there, and we are in the playoffs regardless, are the Green Bay Packers, so that's fine. More on that in a minute. I do want to not forget to give you this thing that, while it didn't seem to help them much, I think it was fascinating what the Vikings managed to pull off. And it was the thing of a little bit of controversy to the point that the Lions actually complained to the NFL league office about something the Vikings pulled. So nothing bothers the home team more than when you got a lot of fans from the opposing team in your house.
Right.
And we see this all the time at American Family Field, right? Cubs fans come up here for those rivalry games for an assortment of reasons, some of which are it's tough to get a ticket at Wrigley. We also have a really nice ballpark. If you're in the northern suburbs of Illinois, probably easier to get up here.
Absolutely.
Probably cheaper, right? So all of those things play a role. But then you got a ton of Cubs fans at American Family Field for a Brewers home game, and really bugs us. It bugs the home fans. It bugs the home organization. Well, the Vikings pulled this off this weekend. There were thousands of fans at Ford Field in purple for that big Sunday night game. It was the biggest sports event probably of the weekend, right?
Oh, absolutely. Biggest game.
Yes. And turned out to be not that great. In fact, the Lions ended up rolling. But one of the reasons so many of these Vikings fans were able to get tickets is because the team itself, the Vikings organization, bought up nearly 2,000 tickets on the resale market and then turned around and sold them to their people. So friends and family of players, even some season ticket holders, at a loss.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Sports Illustrated first to report. Other outlets later confirmed. The SI article here is by Albert Breer. The days leading up to Sunday's showdown against the Lions, the Vikings took the unusual measure of buying around 1,900 tickets for the road game on the secondary market at about $1,000 a piece, a total that approached $2 million. The team then sent around an email to season ticket holders offering the opportunity to buy those tickets at a much lower price point, and in some cases as low as $200 a ticket. So Breer also reported the Lions saw this, like all of these tickets being purchased up, flagged it.
I don't like that.
Figured out what was going on and complained to the league office. The NFL, hey, the NFL told them, what do you want from us? They bought the tickets.
You think they'll find a way to prevent that from happening again? There'll be some policy put in place, right? Wouldn't you think? Or something will be done?
Yeah, you see that from time to time when another team tends to take over an opposing team's stadium. Like they put in new rules all those years when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were horrible and the Packers fans would buy up those tickets. Right. Although I think they were happy someone was in that stadium.
Right.
But Detroit did that to us a while back. Like, well, no, you can't just buy a single game. You have to buy at least 3 games.
Yeah, there's mechanisms in place, especially for playoff games. Like LA's probably doing that, they don't want all those Vikings fans rolling in there, so they'll probably try to sell just into the area codes.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know what you do about the secondary market because these are the hometown fans who've now put their tickets back up for sale on a SeatGeek or a
good point. Yep.
What are the other ones out there? StubHub, any of those. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what you can do to intervene other than just hope your fans go. We do that plea every now and then. Hey, really need you to actually come to this game and not sell your tickets. As for what we saw on Sunday, Green Bay Packers.
The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season.
Fox Sports on the call as the Packers beat, or the Bears beat the Packers 24-22.
There you go.
Yeah. As it turns out, it didn't change anything in terms of seeding for the Green Bay Packers because the Commanders ended up beating the Cowboys. So they locked up that 6th seed. Packers were destined for the 7th seed regardless. That said,
a major fail. We said on Friday that losing to Chicago would be a catastrophic failure.
Yes. And I guess it only is if you have a hangover now. Right?
Yeah,
if there's momentum or lack thereof, if you start to believe in that Packers locker room that we're really not that good. We just lost to one of the worst teams in the league. We lost to an arch rival in a game that we sort of tried to win.
And kind of got outcoached at the end of the game, which is even harder to believe.
LaFleur said he shouldn't have called that timeout, right? Because the Packers were poised to... Actually, I really should say the Bears were poised to lose that game anyway.
They tried.
They tried as hard as they could.
Moose Johnson even said, he's like, boy, Bears fans better be worried. And then the next play.
Literally the next play. So they fumble the Packers then, and I was screaming for a go for it. And I'm not typically a go for it guy, but I thought 55-yard field goal in soft conditions, and it was cold. Balls don't go as far. And I have great faith in McManus, but So I guess LaFleur was a bit indecisive. At the end, he was kind of in between a should we kick it or a go for it. If you knew you were going to kick the field goal, you don't call that timeout.
Right.
Or you call it with 3 seconds left on the play clock, and then you drain all that time out so Chicago, when they get the ball back, doesn't have time to, nor should they have anyway, but run 60 yards down the field or whatever it was to end up in a position to kick that
winning field goal. Have a rookie quarterback smart enough to throw one up the middle and clock it. Come on. Come on.
Got there just in time, 2 seconds. So anyway, that's what the Bears did. In terms of whether or not you have that momentum, Jordan Love did address that. Let me get you that here. Here's Love.
Obviously, we're not going in with momentum, but
who cares? We got to find a way to get better and go attack this week. And obviously, we're going to be playing some good teams here in the playoffs, and we got to find a way to go win.
So he's saying, who cares? Momentum.
He's right. I mean,
Yes.
hey, playoffs now. Doesn't matter who you are. You win, you advance.
Well, here's something else he said, and I want you to listen to this and find out what bugs me about this one.
Everything that we want is still out in front of us. The Super Bowl still out in front of us. We got to go win games and win in advance, but we kind of can control our destiny. We just got to be great.
Yeah, let's be great.
It just got to be great. When have we been great? Like since ever.
It has been the strangest season.
Right?
I remember Tausch asking like 3 or 4 weeks ago, what is the Packers' signature win of the year? What's been the big win this year? The one that you're like, whoa, yeah, this puts them on the map.
I feel like we were better week 1.
Right? When they lost to the Eagles.
When they lost to the Eagles.
That seems like
better week 1.
Eternity ago.
Wasn't it a million years ago, right? And you could see the defense was going to come around because you had a new D coordinator and you had all these new parts and new scheme and stuff. So, like, I'm looking at that. Like, we did that, and our defense isn't even close to what it's going to be. Offense was like clicking. It's all good. Like, I just haven't felt like we played great at any point. Maybe stretches, maybe a quarter, maybe a half here and there.
We'll see, though. You'll be watching.
Excuse me. Love is correct about this. We control our own destiny. So,
get emotional thinking about it.
I'm just all choked up. Everybody's in the same spot now, right? This whole the whole cliche of, well, it's 0-0 and 0-0 and it's nothing, and everybody's clean slate. That's fine. That's true. So you could find a way to all of a sudden flip a switch that has yet to be flipped much this season.
Think of the buzz you would feel if they go into Philly and
just slap them.
Oh,
whack. There's Philly.
Then they're heading to Detroit, and just think of the excitement there.
We're gonna slap them. Whack. We've been on the other side of that, too.
It's
you
true,
have the 15-1 season. It's all good. Number 1 seed. Whoa, we're feeling great. Everybody's got to come through. So that's out there. There's precedent for that. I'm not saying it can't happen. Just would have felt a lot better if we weren't so terrible on Sunday. 8:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News. All right, one more time before 9 o'clock here, Debbie. Clean it up.
I wish. We've got southbound on 94, right about at Highway C in Kenosha County. 2 right lanes are blocked. Now, when they block these lanes, obviously things are going to start to accumulate there and going to be even more slick. So please be extra careful. We do still have this closure on eastbound 94 to northbound 43 in the Marquette, that major ramp there, all because of a crash. Then we've got, broken down vehicle on southbound 43 at Silver Spring, northbound 43 at Hampton, right shoulder blocked with a crash there. Couple of issues right around North Avenue on the southbound side of 43. Couple of accidents there. And then we just got slow speeds pretty much everywhere. Now, those lakefront, that lake effect snow is hitting along the lakefront, obviously. And so that means that the roadways all along the lakefront are going to be pretty treacherous, all the way up to Sheboygan, by the way. So just be extra careful where you're driving around. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a $500 bonus. Learn more. Visit WisCaregiver.com.
Start the new year right with a new style from Shopco Optical. Vince Vitrano here. If you're watching on the live stream, you see I got my new glasses on from Shopco Optical. Don't I look smarty?
You do.
I look really smart?
Yeah, very astute.
I said I look smart. That's all Shopco can help you with. The rest is up to you. You want to use your vision benefits right now? You can schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. Check out the new frame styles that are available. There's so many frames there in every Shopco Optical location. You order your annual supply of contact lenses if that's the way you go, and you can do it all in one place. Shopco Optical, committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. If you're like me, I've been on readers for a couple of years, the kind you just buy at the pharmacy. So much better when you actually get a prescription and a pair of glasses from Shopco Optical. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was looking at some of the bushes that have overgrown on my property, and I love our yard, but I need dormant pruning. That's what takes place during the winter when it's safe to cut back things so you have healthier trees and bushes around your house. Check right now to see if you've got stuff scraping against the siding or needs to be cut back, and schedule it now. Design Build landscaping projects are a year-round topic. Landworks Wisconsin does it the right way every time. They help people achieve their outdoor dreams by creating beautiful landscapes. I love these guys. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check them out today.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Mark Tauscher's analysis on the Packers game that was and the playoffs ahead up on our podcast page right now. Preview the Consumer Electronics Show, which kicks off tomorrow in Las Vegas. And Stephen Portnoy joined us live from Washington this morning ahead of the counting of the electoral votes. So all of that available on our podcast page. You can get it wherever you find your podcasts or text Vince to 855-616-1620.
Watching the roads, of course, with this lake effect stuff. Just be careful out there. Take it easy out there.
Forecast is brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. At lake effect snow, a possibility through about 4 o'clock today for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. WTMJ Political Power Hour up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Like many Southeast